you're late, you can check the stream and make sure that we all have like sound and stuff, and that we're in the right locations.
Okay.
All right. Happy Thursday. Here we are once again in our Thursday night D&D
extravaganza.
Night in the rumbly elevator. One of our players tonight is actually playing in an elevator, and that's the sound that you hear in the background, the elevator. When last we met,
Where's mine?
the party has been traveling from Kirsabal across the jungle flying, which turns out to be way, 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 way better than walking through said jungle. And there's been lots of
Why did you turn it off?
fireworks going on.
Who the hell's moaning?
I don't know. It's not me. I'm talking. All right, turn off the porn. I mean, you don't have to turn it off. Mute the porn. Just mute the porn. Let's go ahead and cancel sound. This is why we rate our channel mature, because you never know what might just pop up in there.
Only on us.
All right. So let's see. Last week, Rafina had, during the travel across the jungle, during one of our camp stops, let's call it the campside, the fireside chats, Rafina was asking Waxanare a little bit about her history. Is that correct, Rafina? Can you refresh my memory on that?
Yes, you were told us that we would discuss it later.
Well, what was the question?
The question was, how, aren't they warlike tribes out here? How does her country integrate? What are they? Because all we've been to is the port, which doesn't look like a good example of Chult, and all through the jungle, which looks like tribes.
Right. Well, okay. So bear in mind that Chult, Chult has gone through much these past couple of centuries. We have seen Ubtao leave us. We have seen the 9 gods arrive. We have seen the fall of incredible cities like Omu and Mesro. And, as of now, in fact, Chult at one point was a peninsula, but during the spell plague, Chult actually became an island. So the island itself has gone under very much, centuries ago, Chult was a thriving peninsula with many cities, many tribal things, many wondrous, fantastic creatures that live in the jungle. But these past couple of centuries have been bad for civilization in Chult, which probably means good for the jungle life in Chult, perhaps. So as far as the people of Chult, they have been scattered. Don't remember when we talk about the people of Chult. Creatures like tabaxi are native to Chult. The Chultan humans are a very dark-skinned race, but you don't find much in the way of Chultans. Like, you guys haven't found any tribes of Chultans, right? Those are the sort of people who are indigenous to the land, but they live in the cities. City, perhaps. Also, Azaka would know at least that, up until maybe just within the past decade or two, the Flaming Fist saw Chult. I mean, we're talking Chult. It's like the Dark Continent, right? But Port Nine Zaru, in particular, was basically ruled by the Flaming Fist as a colony. And so it was just in the last, maybe 10 to 20 years that Port Nine Zaru saw its independence from the Flaming Fist. And there's still a lot of Flaming Fist influence there. But But that city now is under the rule of the merchant merchant lords. So Chult has been under very tumultuous thing, and over the fireside chat, Princess Moaxanari mentions the nine gods. She says Ubtao ruled this peninsula. Ubtao ruled Chult. All right, who's got the funky music going on? Somebody's killing me. We're supposed to mute the porn. Okay, I'm gonna start muting people.
Should, because it ain't me.
It's Chris. Okay, there we go. Chris, let me know when you need to say something, and I'll unmute you.
I can unmute myself.
Wait, what? I've lost control. I'm losing control already. It says you're muted. How?
Chris
I
is a
know, but I
teenager.
can unmute myself.
This is not really. What's the purpose of muting people if they can unmute themselves? That's.
Useless?
Oh man, we're going to bourbon early tonight. I see. All right, so Princess Moaxanari, she, as you guys are talking about Chult and learning about her in this country, she asked, "So have you? What do you know? You know of Ubtao certainly, but if you want to be familiar with the history of Omu, have you heard the legend of the nine gods?"
No.
Indeed. Well, centuries
Are
ago.
those
Well,
trickster gods?
the trickster gods. They are the nine gods of Omu. You see, centuries ago, Ubtao left Omu. He abandoned Omu for reasons, well, I suppose the gods have their reasons now, don't they? In his absence, the city was, well, allow me to speak of the legend of the nine gods. Long ago, centuries ago, the god Ubtao hardened his heart and vowed to weep for the people of Omu no longer. The rains stopped, the jungle withered and died, and death swept through Omu. One morning, a wise Zorbo emerged from her hollow tree and spoke to the dying Omuans. To convince Ubtao of their worth, she decided to cook him a stew made from all their good qualities. Catching such virtues wouldn't be easy, so she asked a wily Almiraj to help her. The Almiraj snuck recklessness into the pot, which she saw as a virtue, and Ubtao spat out the stew when he tasted it. From that day on, Obolaka the Zorbo and the Jin the Almiraj became terrible enemies. At noon, a brave Kamadan hopped down from her rock. She saw the evil in the Omuans' hearts and decided to lance it like a troublesome boil. The Kamadan fashioned a holy spear, but she left it by the riverbank and a crafty Grung stole it. In her rage, Shagambi the Kamadan forgot all about the Omuans and chased Nang Nang the Grung forever across the sky. When evening came, a wily Ebli stepped from his reed hut. He didn't like the Omuans, but without them he'd have no one to play his tricks on. The Ebli sent a marsh frog to reason with Ubtao, but the frog was angry and decided to wrestle the god instead. This amused Ubtao, so he gave the frog tentacles to make it stronger. When Kubazan the Frogemoth returned to Papazotl the Ebli, he chased Papazotl into the swamp with his new tentacles. That night a Sioux monster broke into Ubtao's palace and stole a pail of water for the Omuans. When the god came running to find it, the Sioux monster hid the pail in Jakuli's burrow. Ubtao asked the jungle animals where his water was hidden, and Moa the Jakuli was too honest to lie. When Wongo the Sioux monster found out how Moa had betrayed him, he vowed to catch the Jakuli and eat him up. All the while, Unk, the flail snail, lived deep under the earth. The noise of the other animals fighting made her slither up to the surface, and when day dawned over her shell, the light blinded Ubtao and made his eyes water. Life returned to Omu, and the people built shrines to honor the animals who'd saved them. Thus did Omu turn to the 9 gods when Ubtao abandoned them.
Okay.
Anybody got an extra frog leg they're not eating?
Cool.
Are you going to be able to give us a copy of that story?
Yeah, that's a big one.
Yes, you just did.
Legend of the 9 Gods. Yeah, so that is a legend that has been passed down, and this happened. She seems to think centuries ago. Mwaxanare never knew Omu, of course, and she was born and raised in the Kirsabal. Her parents have both died through accidents. Her mother attacked and killed, in fact, taken off by the Terrafolk. Her father actually died in a fall years ago. So her and her brother Na are the last 2 surviving people in the Omuan lineage. So that is the legend of the 9 gods. But she knows that Omu, for a long time, perhaps a century or so, did follow the 9 gods. And the 9 gods were good to Omu, but that was long ago even. Since then, Omu has fallen into ruins, and she knows that her family left, though she knows none of the details, nor why they had to leave Omu.
What was this other city she said?
Other
Omu?
city?
Yeah, she said Omu, and then she had another city she said, a place.
She might have mentioned Mesro?
That's it, Mesro. What's
Yes.
that?
Mesro. Mesro. For all the glory and grandeur of Omu, Mesro was perhaps an even more amazing city in terms of its magical powers. Mesro is the place, the seat of magical power in Chult for millennia.
Wow.
Yes, it was certainly, well, perhaps Ubtao's favorite place, or so the stories tell. The chosen of Ubtao, in fact, lived there to defend Mesro, but I believe that city has fallen to ruin as well. This is all very ancient history.
It is colorful history.
Chult is a colorful place.
I don't know. Half those words didn't make sense to me.
They don't make sense to me either. These 9 gods, they have not helped me. They have not been around for me. I have made my deals elsewhere. And she sort of passes a brief glance at Alessandra. I shall use my own power and the power of my allies to regain my seat as the queen of Omu and to restore the city to its former glory, with or without the help of these 9 gods, or even Ubtao himself.
How long has Omu been in ruins?
Since before my parents were even born.
So why do you think there's anything to even take?
We can restore it. That is the whole purpose, to restore the ruined city of Omu. I have obviously never even been there. We shall go there. We shall restore it to its former glory.
You're trying to restore a history you don't care about?
Well, of course I care about it. I am the queen. I am the lineage. The blood of royalty flows in my veins. This task lies to me to restore Omu.
Legends are not meant to be restored. They're meant to be learned from.
Huh? That's nonsense. Nonsense.
So why don't we restore Ubtao?
Yeah, wait, Ubtao. Well, Ubtao's a god. How do we... I have no control over the
Is he
gods.
a legend?
I don't know. He's a Yes, he's some god of Chult. Great. I'm sure he's wonderful. The animals and the children, his children, seem to love him, I suppose. I don't know. Who knows what dinosaurs may think, but with or without Ubtal's help, I shall restore my power. Isn't that right, my champion? She looks at Grey Petal.
Yeah, champion. I look at Grey Petal.
I would caution you to be wary of the promises you may need to make in order to create such a thing.
I do not understand.
Well, there's going to have to be lots and lots of promises made.
Promises made, you say?
There are lots of creatures in the world that would love to that would love to consume you for such a thing.
I see. Promises made, as she looks directly at Rastalnos. Promises made by lots of creatures in the world who would love to consume me. Tell me more, Grey Petal, about promises made that I should not depend upon.
Yes, my queen takes her responsibility seriously as the queen.
She's not laughing. I'm laughing. I just want to sort of. She's got this. She's actually got her arms folded, and she's got the pout going on. Uh-oh. What happened? I lost you guys.
Well, that was weird.
My
You were
internet connection is
slow,
unstable.
finger up your nose just like this.
How's my internet connection unstable? That's crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy. Don't you pay a lot of money for that?
Yeah, yeah. Actually, I'm hardwired in. I can't buy a better internet connection. Actually, I cannot buy a better internet
Maybe you need a
connection.
new sound card.
I mean, probably a spot for my cell phone.
Probably, I need a new sound card. Yes, thank you.
Use a fiber optic line.
Your cell phone.
Or you just need a hotspot from a cell phone.
Yeah, that's what I need. Or more time to play BattleTech. That's really what would help me out if I had more time to play BattleTech.
I had more time to play that battle.
Shut up, you
Well,
freaking
Well, we
Had
found a
2 more minutes,
Commodon.
Chris, you had 2 more minutes.
son
And
of
we
a
found
bitch.
an Ebony.
Well, I finished the battle, so
You squandered them.
You could have logged in. You could have zoomed. You could have logged into Zoom while you were doing the battle.
I actually didn't know we were that close. I didn't know what time it was.
What's a flail snail and a jaculi
How?
and an almirage?
How am I supposed to know? This is a legend told to me by my
Thought I'd
parents.
ask, We've already found a Commodon, and we found Eblis.
You have?
Yeah,
What are these? I don't even know what these things are.
the cat snakes were the Eblis were big birds. We
Interesting.
found Sioux monsters.
Yes. Well, I'm sure that's all wonderful, but these legends, we must. What, Grey Petal? We must learn from legends.
Legends are meant to be learned from.
Meant to be learned from. I see. And what should we learn from these legends, Grey Petal?
Oh, well, that is an interesting question. Unfortunately, I think the riddles in these legends will take some time to figure out.
I worry about this answer as Gerald's clicking through his web browser.
No, and I had to actually bring up the Legend of the Nine Gods to read it again.
I'm reading it too. I'm like,
I don't know, but I think clarity will come in the future. Perhaps these legends. I'll put this on the notes for the Oracle of Orolanga.
Yes. Well, at least one thing I had learned from these legends that you've told me, Grey Petal, is that what did you say? Do not trust promises made. No. I must make promises and break them. What is this? And she's again looking at Rastalnos. What is that I was supposed to learn, Grey Petal?
That in the name of the state.
Yes. The state. Okay.
Lies and broken promises are the currency of rulership.
I see. Well, I'm
Of
certainly
course,
learning.
in your personal life, of course, you must be aware those who you take closest to yourself must be always true.
I see. Well, yes, those who I take close to me should not break promises. That is good wisdom, Grey Petal. I'm glad I can count upon at least one person to be true to me, Grey Petal.
What promise did Rastanos ever break anyway? You keep going on about this broken promise when he never broke a promise.
Why are you
Yes.
talking about yourself in the third person?
My name is Elliot.
I'm role playing a princess right now. I don't know what do you want me to tell you. I'm confused.
All right, then Rastano says, "What
Okay.
promise did I ever break?"
What promise?
Everybody steps back.
What promise did you ever break? What promise did you ever break? You told me. You promised me that I would be safe and that you would protect me and that I had nothing to worry about. And then I committed myself to going, and then you said, well, you can't promise you'd take care of me. You can't promise I'd be safe. You may try to protect me, but I may still not be safe. Right? Am I right, Great Petal?
Your Highness, I think.
Exactly.
Queen,
I'm
one of
right.
the
See,
powers you
and
have,
so
Your
that is the
Highness,
problem,
you
is that...
have to explain yourself.
Oh, that's very true. Yes, Rastanos, I don't have to explain myself. So, come, Great Petal, you may brush my hair.
Should I use the silver or the golden brush?
Ah, the silver. I'm not worthy of the golden one tonight. I'm upset.
I understand. I'll fetch the silver brush.
I think explaining yourself is important.
Of course, but you're a socialist who doesn't believe in power structures.
Yeah, the princess
ignored.
The princess goes and sits at the edge of the campsite, facing the darkness, and Great Petal, as she's brushing the princess's hair, talks to you over her shoulder about socialism and all right. So that was a scene, and that scene closes as Great Petal and Sashira discuss the nuances of socialism versus rulership, with the princess ostensibly not listening to either of you, and Rastalnos wondering what the hell is going on with these freaking bitches.
I imagine our 6-point charisma difference might matter.
That actually is the exact thought that was going through Rastanos' head.
I'm the DM. I know these things,
it.
man.
You nailed that one.
I got it.
What is wrong with you bitches?
So, a day or so later, you guys have arrived at this ziggurat. From
where we ended last time, we had a path going up the stairs, and it was guarded by thorns.
Thorns. That is
Right.
correct.
And we needed either a flower or a mask or both.
Yeah. So you had found as you guys started your way up, so you found that you could not fly. You've been flying for all these days, and that's been a pretty amazing thing. Elliot, you got to miss out on the wonders of flight, unfortunately. You guys are still flying, and you found that as you tried to fly up the ziggurat, you just couldn't make any headway. Like you felt that you were flying, you felt that you were moving, but you couldn't get any closer to the top. And so you finally found that you had to actually walk up the stairs. And the ziggurat has 4 levels. The first set of stairs you found as you walked up, after about 10 feet, you started getting scratched by these thorns. As you continue, the thorns actually continue to damage you and wrap themselves around you until you sort of backed out. During this, Sashira noticed Chewinga, one of those small earth elemental guys that Sashira had befriended once upon a time. You don't think this is the same one, but you're not sure it's not either. And this Chewinga was, it's about a foot tall, and it was wearing a mask resembling a triceratops head. And it was carrying a large orange and purple orchid. And it sort of looked back at Sashira and winked, and then ran up the stairs unmolested by the thorns. And that was, I think, exactly where we left off.
All right.
So we need to find these flowers and start with that.
And that's, Sarah said, we need flowers.
Can I try to find where those flowers might be using nature?
You can, actually. Why don't you make me a nature roll?
Hey, a 9. That's gonna be.
All right. So
I'm only good with fungus.
you search for a turn, I guess, 10 minutes, and don't find any sort of like around here at the base where you are.
Shishira is actually going to try to track. Oh, the Cholunga? Is that how you say it?
Chewinga.
Chewinga. CHWINGA.
Okay. Track the past path
Whoops.
of the Chewinga. Which, if I remember right, what is that? What is that skill? Survival. Right?
Survival, I think, yeah.
Oops.
Yeah, there are. 15 is a great roll. There are no tracks whatsoever of this Chewinga.
I'm seeing things, guys. Happens.
How about we fan out a little bit to the jungle past the bottom of the steps and see if we see these flowers?
All right.
Yeah,
They're stairs.
we can utilize flying since we're not trying to go up the steps.
True. Okay. You guys do fly around and you search around and Rafina actually behind a big leaf from another plant actually finds one of these flowers that she finds it almost by accident, and she sees one of these flowers growing up. It's a single bloom growing up out of the forest. It's it's a short plant, but it's a single bloom growing out of the forest. That's after about 10 minutes.
Okay.
Well, it can't be that uncommon if we can find one every 10 minutes.
Well, how far up is the stairs? 10 feet?
No,
Could I go up the stairs, or we can one of us hold the flower?
the stairs
and try to
actually
walk
go. The stairs actually go. They're 50 feet long and go up about 30 feet.
up? So 50 feet,
Well, what's the hypotenuse of that?
whatever it is.
It's
70?
It's best just to use the longest leg.
Longest leg. All right.
Okay.
So you
in
use
D&D.
50 feet and not 40 feet or whatever?
Because the error isn't going to be very great, no matter what.
Doesn't matter. Take the flower and see if we get hit by the thorns if we start going up.
You can. So Rafina's like, I found one. And you go and carrying this flower, the thorns don't bother you whatsoever.
Yes.
You're able to walk up the entire 50 feet of the stairs to the second level if you'd like.
Can I tie a sling stone around it and throw it down to the next character?
It's a flower. You can do that, but it's like imagine a flower, a blooming flower that you're gonna tie to a rock and try to.
I could use speak with animals to get an animal to carry it back and forth for us.
That's brilliant.
But I think the animal will have the same issue. It can't get up.
We can get a really small animal, a mouse or a squirrel. Or
Well, speak with that. Yeah, and speak with speak with animals isn't animal friendship, so it doesn't necessarily.
You might be able to persuade a beast to perform a small favor for you at the DM's discretion.
All right. Well. All right.
What happens if more than one of us are holding the flower when we walk up?
Good question.
I jump into Rafina's arm.
Rafina, can you carry Sashira?
No, but I could drag her.
All right, Sashira, you're going to get carried up a 50-foot long flight of stairs, or dragged up a 50-foot long flight of stairs. It doesn't work. The thorns actually still start eating Sashira. Apparently, you each need your own flower.
Okay, so everybody needs a flower.
Or maybe everybody has to touch the flower directly.
That's where I thought we just tried that too.
No, he was touching you.
Okay, so if more than one of us touch the flower when we walk up, what happens?
The thorns eat both of you.
Okay, so no, it's one per person.
We need a corsage. Prom.
Okay, start searching for flowers.
Why don't
Okay.
we try the animal thing?
I like the animal
Go
thing.
for it.
How about y'all try the animal thing
While we
while I
search
go
for
look for some more flowers with Misha?
Yeah, because this is going to be a really hard retreat, maybe. Although it doesn't seem, does it seem like when we're going back, the thorns are still attacking us if we're going in the opposite direction?
Well, I mean, I imagine you don't get very far up. Once the thorns start attacking you, you sort of,
Right,
you
of
know,
course, yeah.
yeah, leave right away. So,
But did they let go immediately or not till we get back to the starting point is, I think, what it's sure.
no, I'm imagining like this thing where you start walking and you take, 3 steps and the thorns are already sort of closing in around you and they're like actually damaging you through your armor and boots and such. And so I imagine like 3 steps in, you just take those 3 steps. You can continue to go in.
Corsages.
It's not great damage. I mean, you could just go through, but no one's decided to go.
I'll go through.
If you don't move, you don't take damage, correct?
Let's see. Okay, basically, after 10 feet, you are going to. Well, it's okay. After 10 feet, you're going to take 1 slashing damage per foot climbed.
Okay, but no damage if I don't move.
Correct.
Okay.
Gray petal.
We
Can you?
need 1 flower per 2 people.
You tried Misty Step, didn't work.
No,
One
Yeah, Misty
flower
Step does
per
not
2
work.
people. I walk forward 5 feet, then I hand the flower back to the next person. They walk forward with the flower. They stop, hand it, and we hop up that way. As long as we're not moving, we don't take damage.
I'm looking for a damn flower.
Okay. All right. So, is anybody going to go with Rafina for his 1 flower per 2 people idea?
Brilliant. I'm looking for a flower.
I'm going to look for a flower.
Great Petal, what are you doing?
I don't know. You said it's 1 point and it's 50 feet, and it's 1 point of damage per foot traveled.
Per foot, yes.
Wow,
Perfect.
that's 40 points.
You can go the first 10 feet. You can go the first 10 feet without taking damage. After the first 10 feet, you take a point of damage. So the next 10 feet will cost you 10 damage.
And you're climbing a total of 30 feet, so it'll cost 20 damage to get up.
I should give you all a handful of damage just from experimenting with this, but we'll see how that goes. I'll assume that as soon as you start taking, as soon as you start feeling any kind of damage, you'll just like, oh, whoa. Right.
So
Restalis
really,
Restalis and Sashira are looking for flowers. Rafina is standing there saying, I need a partner. Grey Petal is contemplating going up. Azaka looks
Bored.
Azaka and the princess are standing there with their arms folded, trying to figure out what the hell is going on. Azaka will join Restalis and Sashira and look for a flower, while the princess stands there next to Grey Petal and says, perhaps you should carry me, Grey Petal.
No, princess, you need a flower.
A flower?
I actually walk up to Rask. Find a flower.
Don't you think I was already going to do that?
I will give my first flower to you so you can give it to her.
Whoa.
You're a true sister. Unlike Grey Petal.
All right, so let's see. Alessandra, what are you
I
doing?
guess me and Wax will go and look.
I had
for-
already said that I was
Looking
flying
for
around
flowers?
looking for a flower, but if nobody's going to join Rafina, then I will do that.
Okay, so Alessandra's going to join Rafina. The rest of you search for flowers. Let's see. All right, in the next turn, 2 of you actually, Rastanos and Azaka, find more of these flowers. These flowers are generally pretty well hidden. You notice you have to kind of look under things. You find 2 more of these, just single things that you find separately.
I tell Wax and Nara not to worry too much about looking too hard because Rask is going to give you a flower.
She says she actually hasn't moved. She actually sat where she was and is waiting, filing her nails. She says, "Oh, don't worry, I won't."
Yeah,
You've known Oh, nice. So you guys have known Moaxanari. You know, she is a person who does not believe in doing physical labor at all. Her first option is to delegate physical labor, and if there's no one nearby to delegate to, you've seen her cast things like Mage Hand and even Unseen Servant to do things for her, like set up her tent and wash her clothing and those types of things. She, you know, even something as small as fetching a drink, she will cast Mage Hand to go that 10 feet rather than get up and walk to do it. She's
I would do that now.
incredibly averse to any type of physical labor whatsoever. So so she is sitting doing the equivalent of filing her nails while you guys are sort of all out finding these flowers. All right, so it takes let's say it takes better part of an hour, but you guys all find flowers. Alessandra, you said you're going to call off the search and go with Rafina to double up.
Yeah.
Okay.
If Rafina wants to go up now, we can. I'll
test it.
Yeah, that
Okay.
works. You guys actually can make your way up to the second level. It doesn't. As long as you're standing still, so you guys, it's just a little slow, but you take a couple steps, reach back, hand the flower, take a couple steps, and you guys are on the second level. Once you get on the second level, the thorns and such don't bother you anymore. They're really just on the stairs going up there. The rest of you, after an hour, the rest of you actually get up there as well. So you've all got your flowers. Let's see. The steps from level 1 to level 2 are 33 feet long and rise 20 feet. The stone here is crumbling from age and decay. Looking up, there appears to be no barriers in your way other than the stone steps look like they're just very old and crumbly.
Can we test them as we go up to try to find areas that are crumbling that we won't step in?
You can. So you start climbing the steps, and after the first few steps, the stone of the steps actually crumbles beneath your feet into gravel that becomes slippery, and you slip on it. But then, as you look, the steps are fine again. No matter how much you try to climb, the steps never seem to get any worse, and the gravel never seems to pile any deeper. But every step you take on the step disintegrates into gravel, and your foot slides back down. So you're able to make virtually no progress on this whatsoever.
I feel like that dinosaur mask is important that the Chewinga was wearing.
All right. So as you said, it was a Triceratops?
It was a Triceratops. I'm not sure that it has to be a Triceratops. I feel like it needs to be a dinosaur. Either ride a dinosaur up the steps or disguise yourself as a dinosaur.
Okay.
Sashira,
Roy?
you feel a small, as you guys are sort of talking about this, you feel a small poke on your ankle.
Okay, I look down at the Chewinga.
There is a Chewinga down there, and it is holding an orchid. It's actually got the mask on. It's holding an orchid, and this time it's actually carrying this bright red parrot feather. And it winks at you again, and it runs up the step, barely touching the steps as it goes up those 33 feet of stairs, and looks at you at the top and waves, and then disappears out of view.
I wave and do a somersault.
It comes back and does a quick tumble set, and then it disappears out of view.
All right. We need parrot feathers, red ones.
Look around. Are there parrot feathers anywhere around here?
Nope,
Don't
not a
kill
single
the
one.
Parrot.
I mean, you guys are up on the ziggurat. There's not a single parrot feather lying around.
All right. I'm going to fly away and look for a parrot.
Okay. These turn out to be much easier to find, actually. The jungle is full of lots of wildlife, lots of birds, and you find within just a few minutes of searching, you can find a brightly colored parrot feather.
All right. And I don't need to test this. I know it's going to work. I look for more for the group.
Yeah, sure. In a turn of searching, you can pick up a handful of these and bring them back.
Excellent.
All right.
Okay. I distribute feathers.
Here, everyone have a feather. So now you've all got a flower and a feather, except that Alessandra and Rafina are linking arms with their flower and their feathers or something like that.
Yep.
Did Sashira happen to run across another flower while she was getting feathers?
She did not. She was looking for feathers.
I'm not a multitasker.
That's reasonable.
Yeah, and the flower, like I said, the flowers were hard to find. The feathers are relatively easy to find, really.
We advance.
And you can. Going up the stairs, as you walk up the stairs, you touch the stairs and they hold firm. And it doesn't feel like the stairs are any firmer than the crumbling gravel that they were, but your steps upon the stairs feels much lighter. And you make your way up the next flight of stairs.
Monaxinara, what are these creatures? What do you know about these? We've heard a bit about them.
What creatures? The birds? The feathers? Ah, well, you see, the jungle is full of brightly colored birds.
The chawungas.
Chawingas. I have heard,
I want to get one a gift. What would they like?
So I know very little about these, except that they're some sort of children or elementals of the jungle. I know very little about them, but they're sort of known as spirits of the jungle.
They seem to want us here. This is why we knew to get the feathers.
Indeed.
Sure, I have a figurine of a chawinga if you want to give it a gift.
Excellent. Okay.
Oh,
Thank you.
like a friend. Oh, yeah.
So I give Sashira. Let's go to the party sheet. I want to drag this to the party sheet.
You do that. I'm gonna take a real quick break.
All right. I better learn something about fantasy drum.
All right. Go to the party sheet. I just dragged over a onyx figurine of it's 3 matched chawingas.
What is the party sheet at?
That's if you click the top right icon says party sheet.
Okay.
And I got to drag it back to my character sheet for just a second.
Okay.
And now I'm dragging it back to the party sheet. There were 3 matched figurines. It's only dragging it over as 1.
That's fair, but it's like one. Yeah, I see it. It says matched, so that makes sense.
Hang on.
I'm gonna give it all 3.
Shift and click and drag, and you should get all 3 of them.
Excellent.
Hey, we can change watch order. Who's on first watch?
I really like our watch order. I thought.
No, but if you look at the party sheet, they have an option for order.
Okay. Well, I think first watch has always been Grey Petal and I, but if that actually works out, would it be better to be somebody else?
The first watch needs to not be people who get abilities back within the first hour. Like the people who get...
That's smart. I was thinking of that too, because I was like, I'm on first watch, but I don't get my key back until, I get my key back right away, like in an hour.
Yeah, like you and Alessandra and I get things back in an hour. I always do second watch,
Yeah, but each watch needs to have somebody with a high perception skill.
And I do have that.
I do too.
I'm on last watch.
Does our last watch suck, if I remember right, as far as perception skill goes?
Azaka's on there. I think Azaka's got a pretty solid perception.
Okay.
I've got a 14 without trying.
Yeah, he didn't have to try. He's got a 14.
That's pretty good.
I have a 14. Easy.
How do we change the marching order, Roy?
You just tell me.
Well, no. If you look on the party sheet, they have an option that's marching order.
Oh, yeah?
10 formation.
Look,
And
somebody's
it tells
changing
us
it.
watch order, too.
Someone's changing it now.
All right, so Paul?
How do you change the watch order there?
All right. I didn't mean to.
Did you find the party sheet?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out. Shift click.
I think you click on the little round.
Got it.
Yeah. All right. So you guys get an experiment with that. I'm gonna try to get the story rolling. So so you guys are on the. You guys
Get the other two.
you've gone. You're on currently the. You've gone to the second floor. Now the third floor. There's one more flight of stairs up. This flight of stairs is about 20 feet long and it rises only 12 feet. These stairs are in excellent condition, but they are covered with swarms of snakes slithering all over. Just a floor of snakes all over them.
Well, I guess we're gonna have to wait for the Chewinga to show up.
I'm looking.
Fair enough. Another Chewinga.
What the
Can I cut them
hell?
apart?
Chris, you muted again. Freaking Chris. Chris, you need a sound card that has a push to talk button. All right. This Chewinga, it has a mask resembling a mongoose's face. It carries a red parrot feather and an orange and purple orchid in its other hand. At the bottom step, it walks up to the bottom step and it whacks a snake with the orchid, and the snake looks at it, and then it rubs the snake with the feather, and the snake sort of soothes itself, and then the Chewinga lies down on the ground facing the snake, whereupon the snake crawls through the mouth of the mask and inside the Chewinga. The Chewinga then slithers up the steps like a snake, untroubled by any of the other snakes on the stairs.
So I'm gonna.
Great pedal first.
The princess throws her feather and her plant on the ground, and she says, "Absolutely not! Never!"
Okay. Great pedal, can you be
Great
near
pedal's
me?
gonna whack a snake.
You can. It's a little tricky because these are relatively small snakes, but you can definitely hit a snake with the flower.
Okay.
And the snake looks at you and it stands up, and then you can
just
soothe.
really passionately.
You can. Oh yeah, it's soothing. It starts sort of swaying as like, oh yeah, nice soothing. You nobody strokes me like you do, Great Pedal. Oh
Then I
yeah.
put it in my mouth.
And then you sort of lay down and it just slithers right on in there, and you feel it. You feel it, Great Pedal. You feel that snake sort of like take control of your whole body, and you feel at one with that snake and with all the other snakes, and you realize, man, this is all chill, man. It's all good. And you just sort of slither smooth along, and it's really sort of sensual, as you're sort of like slithering along in, around, all tangled up in all these other snakes. It's just this very, very, very incredibly sensual event on the way up there. And you
Snake surrounded by snake.
yeah, and so you get to the top, and you almost feel this sort of like brief loneliness. It's like, oh, whoa, wait, all that touching, like this sort of unheard of amount of physical contact with other creatures that you connect with, is now suddenly gone. Like, whoa, and you feel this big loss all of a sudden, and the slitheriness and the snake that you felt inside of you is gone, and you once again look at the snakes, and you're like, oh shit, all these snakes. But you're above them.
I turn around, I say, hold on, gang. And then I smack another snake with and then I start with the thing, I'm coming back down.
I might need to do this a couple more times. Hold on, I'm almost done.
What do you do with the snake? I follow the snake and I'll see what happens.
Turns out it works the same way going back down. That just this sort of like just out of mind, out of body experience of snake slithery sensuality all the way down there. It's really, really stark, because one moment you're looking at this writhing mass of snakes as, oh shit, snakes, and once this happens to you, you're just like part of this writhing mass of.
Are there different kinds of snakes?
Sure.
So I want to try different snakes to see if there's a flavor.
Yeah, no, you can make as many details about this as you'd like, actually. I didn't intend to go into all this detail. I don't know why my brain went down this crazy path of all this detail of stuff, but fine.
So it looks like we're still going to need another orchid.
Yeah.
That's fine. You guys go look. I'll check out the top of the stairs again.
Great Pedal's orchid's looking pretty battered after.
Grey Petal's gonna test to see if she's gonna strike 2 snakes to see if she can get 2 down her throat.
No, it does not. Though you do realize, like, you don't have to just go to the top and go to the bottom. You could just kind of hang out and explore your way around for a while if you'd like.
I think I'll do that for a while while they're searching.
So Rastonis goes over to Moaxanari and says, "Are you ready, my queen?"
No. No, and no, and no.
Well, lover, if you want me to protect you, we have to go up there.
You have to suck up a snake.
Eat a snake?
No, suck a snake.
Suck it? Last time I sucked a snake, I got betrayed.
Or perhaps deep throat the snake.
Yeah, everybody messed with. Last time I did that, I was terribly betrayed by the snake.
I have never betrayed you, and this nonsense must stop.
What?
Use the word
I have
must.
never betrayed you.
No. What did you say after that?
This nonsense must stop.
That's what I thought you said. Okay, you are no longer allowed to talk to me. Who will speak to me with respect? I will talk to them, and I will not talk to this one.
Whack a snake on the head, and I stroke it with a feather.
You
and
got
I lie
it?
down on the ground.
And it eagerly slithers into your mouth, and you deep throat it.
Eagerly go to the top of the ziggurat.
You're there.
The next level.
Yeah, easily done. Though you experience that same sort of fun that Great Petal does, and you are each very welcome, of course, to expound upon that however you'd like. Just don't gross me out.
When Rastalos gets to the top of Grey Petal's there, she'll look at him and she'll go, "I think mine pooped."
Rustados laughs, even though he's still kind of fuming a little bit. He's just sick and tired of the bullshit from Waxanari, but he appreciates the humor, and he's also mad at Grey Petal for stirring the pot and being just the shit stirrer. But even in spite of that, he finds some humor in that.
Rastalos, I'm trying to protect Maxwanara.
Waxanare.
Waxanara.
Yes,
Waxanare.
Really? And Rostana says, "Really? You're trying to protect the person that you met 2 days ago while betraying the person who has been at your side for many battles."
Ooh,
Really?
betraying.
Is that what you call this, Grey Petal?
Rask, you and I, we'll be together for a long time.
No, we won't. Not if you keep this
Just FYI, you guys are only 20 feet away from the party, so like the whole party's involved in this conversation. Just, as a...
I say, Waxanari has responsibilities, Rastalos, to go beyond your snake.
Yes! Yes!
I believe I have devoted myself to Moaxanari, and you're undermining that devotion is really undermining our friendship as well.
But Rask, don't you understand? You are the perfect model to teach her about manipulative people.
Bullshit.
Start finding another flower for Alessandra.
All right, you guys can head back down. You can find another flower, sure. Another turn goes by. Donna.
As far as I go, I have seen the joys of snaking. I will play with the snakes because I need to learn the snake dance.
All right. Yeah, so basically...
I just stay in the snake pit. I don't leave it.
Okay. So basically same experience for all of you for this.
Hey, Roy.
Yeah.
Can we find 2 flowers and another feather?
2 flowers?
Yeah, there's Misha too.
Oh,
Does Misha count? Why don't you? Well,
Misha
does she count being spirit?
Yeah, Misha was not affected by the thorns.
Okay.
She seems to be able to
Then
kind
never
of
mind.
Yeah.
Hey, is my sound better now?
Your sound is good, actually.
Doesn't sound like you're eating potato chips anymore, so yeah.
that was the reason.
And you're out of the elevator, not eating potato chips. That's good. That's good.
apparently was pulling the microphone from the new camera.
Ooh, yeah. Well, I don't know about that camera because we heard what's going on in that camera. We had to mute that shit. So that's good. Mm-hmm. Okay, so let's see. As far as I can tell, Rafina, you're going up?
Yeah, sure.
You're swallowing the snake, Rafina?
I just keep hearing the union of the snake from Duran Duran.
Oh, yeah. All right, Rafina deep throats a snake. Grey Petal has deep throated several snakes. Rastalos deep throated the snakes. Sashira deep throated the snake and is apparently staying with the snakes. Alessandra.
I think Grey Petal will use to speak with animals with the snakes so she can make friends with some of the snakes.
Sure, you can talk to them if you'd like. Yeah. All right. Though they're not very responsive. These snakes are not.
Can I persuade Moaxinari to come up with us?
I don't know.
She's not sitting on the middle of a ziggurat with a dragon somewhere around that we hit from before.
I don't know. Can you? Can you, Rafina?
Will you please come up with us so where we can guard you better?
But
you did it once. You can do it again. It's okay. I hate snakes too.
The next person who makes a derogatory comment about my lover is going to have to answer to me.
Death.
That was not about your lover, but that's besides the point.
Rafina, I hate to ask this. Go ahead and roll me a persuasion check.
Really?
Yeah.
You get one of those?
We haven't rolled any dice yet, right? We gotta roll dice, man. D&D is dice. It's dice and dragons.
Okay, have a persuasion check.
19. I'll take it. She says, well, I suppose a queen must be strong. And sometimes we must do things that are unsavory for the greater benefit of our kingdom. Okay, fine, Rafina. I will do it. Okay. So she whacks it with the flower, and the snake hisses at her, and she rubs it sort of with the feather, and then the snake sort of gets and she pauses looking at it. She's like, "Oh God."
Just close your eyes.
Just relax the throat.
And she does, and she does. Her wonderful pouty lips actually do a fantastic job of taking in the snake when she closes her eyes, and there may be a moment at the end where she starts to enjoy it. You're not sure, but then she's wriggling with the snakes, and you guys are all familiar with the wonderful sultry thing, and you're pretty sure she doesn't take the most direct path up the stairs.
Okay.
But when
we're good.
But when all is said and done, you guys are at the peak of the ziggurat.
Actually, I'm on a snake. I'm a snake still.
Oh yeah, okay. Except for Sashira, who's staying with the snakes. All right.
I'm dancing. Morning to dance.
All right.
Well, I have to say, all these challenges have been very pleasant.
At least this last one has.
Well, now we have.
I don't know. I kind of like the thorns too, but
we have a flower, a feather, and some experience. So
all right,
it's going to go a lot better now.
All right, the shrine at the top of the ziggurat is a simple rectangular structure of brick. The outside walls are decorated with the labyrinth symbols of Ubtao, those sort of round. It's a round maze-looking type thing that you guys have kind of learned about. Beyond the doorway is a barren, dusty room, but you sort of note the aroma of incense as you're up here. All right. As you walk into the room, who's going into the room first?
Grey Petal will go.
All right. As you walk into the room, you see it's almost like walking through a curtain. As you see this dusty room sort of become the room that it was perhaps centuries ago. There are hanging lamps illuminate the room all around, while incense burners fill it with exotic scents and curling smoke. Cushions and reed mats cover the floor. Pots of blooming flowers line the plastered walls, and singing birds flit from plant to plant. An immense snake
God damn it.
I need a global mute.
Chris is like, what?
I got
What?
Chris muted.
Yeah, it wasn't me this time. I was muted, man.
Oh, wait, you're not muted. Are you muted? You're supposed to be muted.
I unmuted my.
Oh, shit. What did I do? I didn't mean to do that. Well, the stream's going to like that. All right. Singing birds flit from plant to plant. An immense snake with iridescent scales rests on a heap of cushions opposite the doorway. It rises slowly to a height of 5 feet, staring directly into your eyes as it moves. Its face is remarkably human-like, and its tongue flicks before it speaks. I am Saja Nabaza. What do you seek in this ancient place?
All right.
Speak truly, for I hear your
Try to
hearts.
hit it with the flower and the feather.
You-
Drink more, Roy. Drink more. Start now. Drink more.
I gotta go to
I thought
bourbon.
this was
Where's
a
the
whole
bourbon?
thing.
Bourbon, double.
So Grey Pedal's like, I thought this was a theme.
What did the snake say?
You don't do the flower and the feather thing. Is that what you're telling me?
You have no more need of the flower and the feather. You have wisely chosen to follow the guidance of the spirits, and it has taken you here to me, Saja Nbaza.
We have many questions.
I have many answers.
Is there like a cultural thing we should do, or do we just start spewing questions? I mean, should we like dine over like wine or take psychedelic drugs or something?
You are welcome to partake in anything that pleases you.
So this is all right. Well, then let's jump to the big question. We're here for the soulmonger.
Soulmonger.
Oh,
What
that's
is
not-
the soulmonger?
Wait, I thought you were supposed to have the answers.
Yeah, we kind of came here specifically for that answer.
Well, then.
Let's all go in.
Well, yeah. I mean, you're all in here now, so it's a relatively small space. But you're all here, and she says, "Soulmonger, I have lived for millennia, but I have heard of no such thing.
You're not aware of a death curse, then?
Death curse. Is this a thing that prevents souls from attaining their final place? Something that perhaps lies between the realm of death and eternity?
I don't know.
Yes.
I don't know what any of that means.
Yes.
Yes.
And it's in a city in a jungle surrounded by cliffs with a black obelisk and snakes.
I have seen these omens. Soulmonger. I had not given it a name, but I have seen omens of this thing for which you search. You are correct. This does lie hidden in the jungle.
Can you tell us where?
I can tell you,
I thought it was towards Omu. I thought it was in Omu.
Omu. Indeed, it is. The ruined city of Omu, or within the ruined city of Omu, lies the entrance to that which you seek. But the fiend Rasnisi guards the door.
Ah,
So
that's
he's real.
the chosen of Oobtown. Controls undead.
So I see you know of him. Indeed. He is a chosen of Ubtao, though the other chosen of Ubtao do not choose to recognize him any longer. He has turned. Since his turning, he has attacked Mesro, and the other chosen were forced to take drastic measures for that attack. Yes, so since you know of him, you must then know that it is he who holds the door to that which you seek.
Why? Why does he hold the door?
For immortality.
Really?
Indeed.
So how do we kill him?
How do you kill
Can
him?
be reasoned with.
I see. You. And she looks at Rafina. She sort of, the snake creature sort of turns to Rafina. She says, your heart aligns with my own. For destroying Rasnisi is of utmost importance. You see, once when Mesro was at its prime, there were 7 chosen of Ubtao, and these chosen were sworn to protect Mesro, and indeed all of Chult. But Rasnisi, he grew greedy with power, and his control over the undead, well, I do not want to suggest that the god made a mistake. However, that power was perhaps something that should be reserved for gods themselves. For you see, when Ubtao chooses a champion, that champion is awarded a great gift. Some of his champions are able to speak and control animals, speak with animals. Others were given other amazing powers. But Rasnisi alone was given the power over the undead. And perhaps that power corrupted him, and he sought greater and greater power. He was cast out by the other chosen of Ubtao. And in his fury, he decided to attack the city of Mesro, the city that had lasted for millennia, was under siege by one of the chosen sworn to protect it. This probably would have been okay, except that during this time, the spell plague struck all of Faerun, and many, many crazy things happened. And she sort of pauses and sways a bit. Mesro is now gone. Gone. Only ruins remain. Rasnisi has lost his control over the undead. So the undead are a plague upon this land, but they are still spawned by his life force. Rasnisi is a force that must be dealt with, and you should deal with him. Know that he does bar the door into the place with this soulmonger, as you name it. This door is indeed in the ancient ruins of Omu, and it does indeed lie beside a black obelisk. And I believe that these snakes you speak of, or the Yuan-Ti, for they have come to this continent some years ago. Rasnisi has some alliance, some bond, some union with them I am unclear of. But pledge to me, heroes, that you will dispatch with this plague upon our land of Rasnisi and help to quell the undead plague that aims to ruin the jungles of Chult.
Definitely.
Does Rasnisi have any weakness that you know of?
Weakness?
What's a Yantai?
Weakness.
Rasnisi has... I do not know him personally, though he certainly yearns for power.
Do you think that the other champions of Ubtao would have known if Rasnishi had a weakness, or could tell us something of it? Of
Perhaps,
Rasnishi's
though
personality?
Perhaps, indeed, if anyone could, they certainly could, for they were his brethren. However,
And we could find their spirit in Mesro, or some remnant of their spirit.
well, they were the mechanism by which Mesro They are gone, surely as Mesro is gone. Unretrievable.
Well, yes, but we have a cleric of Lathander who might have power over the spirits of the dead if we could find their where they were buried.
Oh, they
Perhaps
were
if
not.
we consult with that person, with those spirits, to divine some strategy to kill Raznichi.
Resnisi.
They were never buried. I can assure you of that.
Are they alive?
Yes.
Where would we find them?
No.
You
Wrong
cannot.
question. How can we get in touch to talk with them? Is there a way we can talk with them?
The citizens of Mesro shall never be heard from so long as Rasnisi lives.
Great. So we got to kill him without having any knowledge of how to specifically kill him. Does he
Is
have
there
any other
any
powers?
Is there any benefit to going to Mesro
Mesro,
prior to facing Resnisi?
I do not think you could go to Mesro should you try.
Why not? There has to be ruins somewhere.
Ah, yes, the ruins. You can go to the ruins of Mesro.
That's what I'm talking about.
I cannot predict the future. I only know many things, for I am old, and I have been on this planet for many, 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 many millennia.
Do you
I
have
am
a
no
name?
seer who can predict the future. I am merely one who has kept her eyes and ears open all these years.
What should we look for to find the door to the Soulmonger in Omu? Is there anything besides that? All you said is besides a black obelisk?
The obelisk. That is the marker for the
That's
door.
the door. Gotcha. What's a Yanti?
What's a Yanti? A Yanti. Why, they are... They are... How would I explain Yanti?
Do you have a name?
So many questions.
No, she gave us her name about 3 or 4 times. There's no way in hell I could type it, but yeah.
Huh?
Yeah,
When
she
we
did.
walked
Her
in, she
name
gave us a name.
is...
Oh yeah.
Actually, here, her name is... I don't know why... her name is Sasha Nibaza.
Okay.
And does Azaka know Sasha? Because I remember...
Yeah,
with
she is the
ending-
Yeah, she's the... I have brought you to the Oracle of Oralunga. As requested. I have brought you many places, in fact.
I asked the Oracle, has anyone else come searching for the Soulmonger?
No one that I have talked to. Though you are surely not the only ones who seek it.
No, we know that, but no one's come to you.
I
Not about the Soulmonger, no.
What
Is
about
there-
Rasnisi? Did anyone come here asking about Rasnisi?
No.
Has anyone come here asking about us?
An interesting question, but no.
Is there anything else you can tell us to help us get into Omu or stop the soulmonger?
Can you tell us exactly where Omu is?
Show them the map. The map. The map.
Oh, the map. You ever guys
the
have a map? Let's see.
We have a pin that says Omu. We don't know it's right.
Correct.
Yeah. She says that pin is close, though Omu will be hard to find. The the jungle has swallowed Omu. Long ago, Ubtao abandoned Omu for its vanity. And she actually looks at the princess, and the princess sort of gives her a glare. For the rulers of Omu grew vain, and Ubtao left Omu. In fact, long before Ubtao abandoned this all of Cholt, and even his precious Mesro, Omu was the first that Ubtao abandoned. The 9 gods stepped in because Omu fell into much chaos without any sort of divine help. For the jungle is fierce and is eager to take over that which is weak. Since then, the 9 gods themselves no longer protect Omu, and the jungle has perhaps eaten it. It shall be hard to find. It would be easiest to find from the air, or perhaps from the highest ground around it. But that location is very close to where it lies.
How about Mesro?
Mesro. Well, Mesro is gone, as we've discussed.
Where are
What
the
about the
ruins?
ruins of Mesro?
Ah, well, where Mesro once lied.
Yeah, that.
We'll get it sooner or later.
We need to go to Omu and we need to kill Resnisi. But I don't know if we are capable of that. What about these 9 gods? They protected Omu. How, why, do we know? And who are they?
There is a legend of the 9 gods.
Hey, we've heard it.
Have you indeed?
We
I
have.
heard something about that.
Actually, though,
Mwakanari has provided us with the. As a matter of fact, there are some things that you could tell us
Well, it
regarding the legend.
very well. Well, allow me to tell you the legend of the 9 gods.
Sure.
Okay. She actually ends up reciting nearly word for word the same story that Mwakanari told you.
Good. But she can tell us what the hell a Zorbo is and an Almiraj.
Yes.
more importantly, can she tell us what I don't understand is apparently some of these gods have bad relationships with others. So
Indeed, you are
certain
observant.
ones- Huh?
You are observant. That is indeed a truth.
Yeah, but I don't really understand. So what does that mean when 2 of the 9 trickster gods are in opposition, or like opposing each other?
As all things, many beings are in opposition to other beings. Not all of the gods get along. Some of these 9 gods have found particular grievances with one another, perhaps, as is the way with all beings that I've found.
Well, okay, a lot of these also have descriptions. Which one of these would you say would be the most trustworthy to deal with? Were we to encounter them?
Which one of the 9 gods?
Yeah.
That may depend largely on your disposition. The legend gives some hint as to the character of each of them. I knew none of them personally. Perhaps there are things to be found. Perhaps there is wisdom to be found in the lyrics of that
Are the non-gods, they take their personalities from their creatures that they're born from? So in other words,
Or perhaps the creatures are a personification of their personalities.
so the Iblis, for instance, would be in the legends described as wily, but we could assume then that it's also malicious. Since the Iblis we've run into are malicious.
Perhaps.
Well, that he would have no one to play tricks on, it tells you.
It is likely that the character of each of the 9 gods is tied closely to the animal which represents it.
So what's a Zorbo?
It's an Almirage.
How about we start at 1 and then move to the next?
Zorbo is first on the list.
Let's see if I have a picture.
Because the Zorbo seems to be the nice one. So does a Jakuli.
Yeah, the Jakuli's too honest.
I
Well,
don't
is
think
that a
it's
good
big
thing?
once we make a deal with, if we were to make a deal with one, we wouldn't be able to make a deal with the other, like they're opposite.
I don't know. Didn't 9 gods protect Omo? So at some point, apparently they must have been trying to save their factions, if so. Utao abandoned Omu. The 9 gods stepped in. 9 gods no longer protect Omu.
9 gods did indeed serve Omu. Even
Why did they
through
stop
their...
again?
Why did they stop?
Yeah.
That is the question. A Serarak.
What?
Say what?
A Serarak.
Bless you.
Is that a person?
A Serarak is an undead being of unimaginable power.
How
He
do you
is
spell that?
older. How do you spell that? I do not write.
Best question yet.
I spell it with shiverings of my spine.
Yeah, even the name, even as she says this name, you feel this sort of chill, as if even the name itself, even thinking of the name is dangerous, much less even speaking the name. A Serarak is an undead being of unimaginable power. He is far more ancient than even myself. Perhaps even on par with the gods themselves. He travels, he is the one who came to Omu. He is the one who cast Omu into ruins. And it is he who perhaps is your final obstacle. Though if that is the case, then that is bad news for you then.
Wait, you didn't tell us how that affected the 9 gods.
Well, I do not know everything, but I do know that a Serarak destroyed Omu. And I do know that the 9 gods no longer protect Omu.
Did they leave? Are they even?
Sounds like Serarak screwed him. So he probably has something to do with Solma.
That is as much as I know, except that there is an obvious deduction we can make from that. I do not know if the 9 gods gave up on Omu or if they were simply defeated by a Serarak. Though, if a lich is capable of defeating 9 deities... If a lich is capable of defeating 9 deities, well, that is not something I would care to think about.
Or he outwitted them.
Perhaps. At any rate, That is the current state of Omu.
Look
Well,
to
then we should
Mawaksanari.
be there.
Wait, one at a time. John, you go.
Look to Mawaksanari. Sounds like your crown jewel is in bad shape.
Yeah, Mwaksanari actually is standing there with this sort of like her eyes are big, and she's sort of slack jawed, and she's just sort of like trying to mentally even take all this in. She's just kind of like she's kind of standing there. In fact, Rastanos actually sort of has tends to generally stand near her. And she doesn't probably even realize it, but she's actually leaning against Rastanos, sort of looking kind of blankly at the Oracle, sort of trying to kind of mentally process all of this that's going on. She's just almost in a state of shock, trying to absorb all this. Chris.
Yes.
You had something to ask, say, or were you just eating chips again?
I was asking if
that was a good joke. I thought that was pretty good. Nobody really, nothing. No.
I like it.
if we could get the location of the ruins on our map.
We have them.
Of Omu?
Oh, you
No.
mean
Of the Magic City.
that Mexos or whatever?
Mesro, we got it.
Mesro.
It's right up by Firefly.
Where?
Look by Kitcher's Inlet, right to the left. The first.
Oh, yeah, it's already on the map. As in,
As in, that's like people have found that and explored it and noted it on the map.
yeah,
With a
Sylvanas-
cartographer, no less.
Yeah, Sylvana's been there.
Well, remember the map Sylvanas gave you is not a map she personally created, but it was a collection of many, basically she got all the information available that she could find. Anything anybody had, she got cartographers to sort of assemble, piece together, and created this map. So, this, maybe I didn't do a good job of explaining, but this map is an unheard of piece of information. Like, nowhere on the planet is there anything close to all of this information aggregated in a single map that she actually gave to you guys. This is a really, really significant piece or aggregation of information.
I have a question. We met a scary lady in a flying castle. Well, it wasn't quite a castle. It was at the
heart of Utah.
the heart
And,
of.
and Sarah wasn't that scary.
I beg to differ.
Yeah, I didn't get a good feeling about her.
You've been to the heart of
Oh, I didn't
Uptown.
get a good feeling about her. I just
She
said
was very interested in this soulmonger.
Hmm.
What purpose would she want it for? And obviously, we wouldn't just give it away, even if we even knew what it was. But what is her potential relationship with it?
I do not know this Sarah. I have not encountered her or heard of her. The heart of Ubtao is well known to me, for it is ancient as the peninsula itself. I'm sorry, the island itself. I forget as the years go by.
Well, she's inhabited it.
Inhabited it. Interesting. Well, the heart of Ubtao is an earth moat, and an earth moat, they're very magical, or perhaps pieces of magic. Years ago, during the spell plague, most all of the earth moats of Faerun fell to the ground. The earth spell plague was a dreadful time. You are fortunate not to have lived through it. However, this is one of the few earth moats that remain. It is not known to everyone, but the red liquid that you see coming from it is not actually blood. It is just water. You see, the earth moat itself is comprised of a large amount of iron. And as the water interacts with this iron, it takes on a red tinge and drops from it. It is not actually blood. It is simply red water.
I have one other question. There's these little things about this big
Mm-hmm.
Chewunga?
Chewunga? Chewingas.
One day, or
Chewingas.
Chewinga.
Ah, yes.
What if I wanted to? I've obviously, I feel close to them. I want to. Well, I don't want to hug them because I don't think they want that. But I want to do something nice for them.
You feel close to Chewingas. Have they shown you favor?
They smile at me. I smile at them. We do somersaults together. It's fun.
She sort of sways a bit and she sort of almost smiles and she's like, that is an interesting sign. If the spirits of the jungle find you attractive, then you are a good spirit. Interesting.
Well, what can I do for them? Just to be nice and all.
It appears that you already have done something for them. If you have curried their favor, then they must see something in you that they already like. Perhaps being kind to them is reward enough.
Thank you.
Indeed.
I step off into the shadows.
Sasha, what would be the quickest way to get to Omu from here?
To
'Cause
fly.
we're about to run out of flying, so what would be the quickest way besides flying?
If you cannot fly, then I suppose you would run.
Gotcha.
If you cannot run, then perhaps walking.
You wouldn't happen to know of anything that would help us get there faster, that would be closer to us.
I do not. Perhaps you could ride. You could tame mounts and ride mounts through the jungle.
We may do that again. We were riding dinosaurs for a little while.
Ah, yes. Well, treat them kindly, for they are the children of Ubtao.
Of course, we also met a tree of Ubtao that was quite interesting too.
We could also sail there. There's a mine in
There's a river too, but I don't know if that
Jahaka
would be
Bay.
faster.
We could sail. If that's a worked mine, they will likely have boats, and we can take it from the Jahaka Bay mine down to.
I don't think that will be any faster than going over land, no.
It's way fast.
You know, boats don't have to sleep.
Yeah, but even with that, you're talking just to get to that piece. I would guess we would go down to Ataz Kalaka and use that. Looks like a river to get to the bay,
Correct.
because that would be quickest. Our river travels 2 a day, and that's 5 days away just to get to the river, and another 2, 4.
It's
6,
still going to be faster than going over land.
You sure? That's 16 days just to get to the water. 16 days is 16 squares closer.
Well, we got how much more
They
flying
get
do we
lost.
have? How much more flying do we have?
Almost none.
End of the day, then we're done. So we're screwed. We're done. We got confirmation that we should have went to Omu, but that doesn't help us. Now we got to get across the map to Omu.
I kind of think I'm kind of in. I can't believe I'm saying this, but I'm in agreement with John that the beeline over land. As a sailor, I want to take the ocean, like you guys are suggesting, but
There's no close way in.
yeah.
Omu's in the middle of everything. There's
So
no.
yeah, if you count hexes, we got the same number of hexes over land going on a beeline as we do to the coast and then back from the coast.
Or more. Because you still have all the sail time between.
There's no straight line in a jungle from point A to point B.
Agreed.
And we run the risk of getting lost. We could end up anywhere if we just one bad day.
But we still have the same number of hexes over land. You see what I'm saying? It's
Yeah, but we can't get lost if we sail around the coast. We can't get lost until we get to
Yeah. But
Yeah.
sailing
All right,
around
hang
the
on, let
coast
me-
will take us longer.
Let me give you guys a little bit of information that you would know after flying to Orlunga. There is a. All right, so Azaka can tell you that the Mist Cliff Mountains are huge sheer cliffs. There are no ports anywhere along the Mist Cliffs. In fact, even in Jahaka Bay, there are no known ports anywhere.
Okay.
There's nowhere to get there.
There is the River Tath, which sort of makes a line. It kind of makes a line. Let's see, something like this that you guys have kind of flown over. So there's this. So Orlunga turns out is really more here. So there's actually a river here. The River Tath. This line sucks that I drew, but the River Tath basically winds its way up here from the Mistcliff Mountains. And
you share the map again? Because I can't see anything you're marking.
Oh, sorry.
I can. It just showed up.
Oh, okay, got it.
Yeah. So Orlunga is the black thing here to the left, just right by the Mistcliff Mountains. This is a river that kind of flows down here through the River Tath and empties itself into Jahaka Bay. Some of the river is navigated. You guys flew over a part of the river as you were flying over the Aldani Basin, which is this big
circle
area. Yeah, exactly, circly thing there. So the Aldani Basin even has a, let's see, you guys can, south of the Aldani Basin, but you guys could theoretically, if you wanted to try to sail, you could get to the river, sail down the river this way, get to the basin, and the basin has another river inlet as well. So, the basin's like a big
boats.
Yeah, so you could actually, if you had boats, you could sort of sail kind of all the way down to the bottom of the basin if you wanted to. And since you guys have flown over this, there are no port cities anywhere, any known ports in the Mistcliff Mountains or Jahaka Bay. So the option would be, you could go back up to Port Nine Zaru and then sail around. Or if you wanted to try to sail a more direct route, you could take the River Tath down through the Aldani Basin, at least to the bottom of the basin, and shorten your overland trek to Omu a significant bit.
Imbala isn't a city or town of any type.
Umbala is the Oracle actually. So it says Umbala. Umbala is the home of Nani Pupu.
Nani Pupu?
What?
Yes.
Say what?
You got to come up with something better than that.
I do not.
What's a Nani Pupu?
It's when old people can't kind of control themselves
Azaka
anymore.
speaks up.
Where the pins.
Azaka speaks up and says, "Nani Pupu. She is a
Old person.
She is known as a witch of the jungle. She knows many things and has many abilities. She is able to help those most in need." And the Oracle mentions, yes, she helps those in need, but at very high price. Nani Pupu is not one worth dealing with, nor even worth,
Can she cast teleport, or can you?
Teleport. Nani
Yes,
Pupu
sir.
would promise you many things. Perhaps you should visit her and take care of her on your way through here. Azaka looks at her and says, "But she is, she is a sage. She has done many miracles for people of the jungle." And
Who says this?
Azaka. And the Oracle says, "You know little, child, of what Nani Pupu truly does. I would let you find out for
Okay.
yourselves."
if we could take care of this nanny poo poo.
What did Roy try to finish saying?
Roy said, the Oracle says, I care little for this nanny poo-poo. She is something that should be avoided or perhaps even gotten rid of. And the Oracle, who's this very, very sage, very whatever, has some pretty obvious feelings about this nanny poo-poo. It's very uncharacteristic from the short interaction you've had with the Oracle. She seems to be sort of uncharacteristically sort of emotional or something about this. I don't know. Umbala.
I don't know. She's powerful and wise. I think it'd be worth our while to go talk to her. Maybe she can help us get to Omu faster.
Well, if she really extracts a high price for her information, we may not want to do that. The cost may be higher than we would like to pay.
We could at least talk to her and find out what the price is.
She would have to be able to help us get there. I mean, unless she has something to help us fly or something, I don't see where it'll help.
Who knows? We don't know what she has at her disposal. She could have anything.
I would trust this Oracle more than I trust this unknown.
I don't know. It's not out of our way.
I trust this unknown more than I trust that unknown.
Yeah.
I know we've actually been told by multiple people to search out this Oracle. And this Oracle, who's sage and wise, tells us don't do that.
Yeah, but I mean, we haven't really gotten that much information out of the Oracle, so
That is true.
We have a lot of information.
I'm probably pretty afraid that I'm going to laugh and first time we say her name.
We can't say Nani Poo Poo.
That's right.
Nanny poo poo, would you like a
Nani
diaper?
poo poo. And then she's going to strike me dead. And I'd rather not have that happen.
All right. So the Oracle of Orlunga sort of looks at you and she says, well, my throat is parched from all this talking that I have done. Is there anything else? Or will you be on your way?
We can be on our way. We're sorry to have bothered you.
You did not bother me. I welcome it.
Wait. There is one other thing. I've kind of forgotten about it. Maxwell
Mowaxanare.
Mowaxanare needs some kind of symbol for her. Yeah, it's in a note. She needs some kind of symbol for her power.
Bell chalice of Chagakare.
Chaka Khan.
Yeah. Any chance you might have heard of that or know any way of finding it?
This is an old symbol of Umu. It surely lies within its ruins.
Oh? Unless it's been stolen by treasure finders. Treasure hunter.
Well,
a fair point.
All right.
We got it. Let's go to the river. We've got boats.
we follow the river to the city.
You have boats?
We don't have boats.
Yes, we do. You've got pigments, which creates any normal item. Canoe's a normal item.
Well, shit. Then why
That's
don't we
pretty
just go
clever,
down to
John.
the bay and make a boat, a ship, and do the whole sail around the thing?
Because it's still faster going down the little rivers as far as we go inside the continent. Because to get around, where are you going where are you going to pull in to get there? Look, it's all cliffs. There's no way to Omu around.
Look at the top of Shilku Bay. There's a path right through to the Valley of Honor that puts us right next to Omu.
But by the time you travel all the way down and around, we can go straight down the rivers that Roy drew us.
Hey,
We don't know if those rivers go anywhere.
Hey, Riff. What are we going to do when we're done?
With what?
When we've completed the defeat of Raznisi, and we would like to go back to Port Nyanzaru.
I'm not worried about that. Let's survive to that point, and then we'll figure it out.
This is a one-way mission.
If you expect to die, you surely will.
Hey, there's something to be said for that, man. That's great.
No, again, Again, I hate to see myself agreeing with Rafina, but
I really hate agreeing with Rafina too.
It's
so.
not a straight line. It's not going
But
to be a
it's
straight line.
still
It is.
still
Isn't it?
fast. It's fairly straight if you look, because if you follow the river, we only
It's
have
a jungle.
line
We
today.
could end up traveling miles in directions that we don't want to go in order to.
Not on a river.
we have that
Is there
same.
really a direction? All right. Here's the question.
And
So
there's
if we
gonna be
follow the
waterfalls?
river, if we follow the river south,
It at least gets us through the basin.
that's not a good answer. Actually, you're losing your case with me. If we follow the river south, will the time it takes when we're traveling, 1 to 2 area points per day outweigh if we were to be able to sail 24 hours a day around the coast to get to the either Shilku or the whatever that mining area is next to the Valley of Lost Honor?
Okay, so my thought is
Okay,
count the number of hexes.
28 to get to the end to the Jahaka Bay. Jahaka Bay. That's 14 days.
No. Forget the bay. Forget the bay. Forget all the sailing time. Just from the mining encampment next to the Valley of Lost Honor, how far is it from that mining encampment to Omu?
Omu's in the middle of the map. That's what I was saying. Even if you sail, how
I'm
are you
asking
getting
John.
11.
John.
11.
Okay.
11.
So how many hexes is it overland to get to Jahaka Bay?
We don't have to go overland to get to Jahaka Bay because there's a river that will take us directly there.
But it's 28 hexes.
How many? Yeah. So look, if we sail down to the end of this bay over by Mabala, the bay that's in the center of the continent or the center of the island, if we sail down there, how many hexes is it from the south end of that bay to Omu?
From Jahaka Bay?
No, from this central, the lake that we're talking about sailing down through.
I don't see what you're talking about, Elliot.
Okay.
The oval that Roy drew on the map, that the river, there's a fork in the stream.
All right. I mean, that has actually, doing the actual math, now that I've done the maths, it does make more sense to take the river south and then go overland.
That's what I was saying. Just disregarding the sea part, the land part is about the same, and then you add the sea part.
Yeah.
And then you have to find
but then
someplace
we're
back.
stuck there.
Yeah. Well, we've been stuck here for an awfully long time, so I don't know that that's a worsening of our situation.
Maybe
might
we
be
can
able
ask
to-
Oracle how to get mounts.
But then again, if we consider the fact that we will, that we need to get there as fast as possible.
The fastest way possible is if we could get a rock or some type of flying dinosaur mount.
Yeah, that'd be great, man. Why don't we just
Is John still on the rock?
that magical teleportation gate?
I want to rock.
Right over
I feel like
there.
I should give John a rock, like at some point, one of these weeks.
I really do want to rock.
I
Or at
really
least-
do. I want a rock.
Or at
Come
least-
in with your pet rock.
I might
I
just
hand
have.
up both rocks. Here, now go
I actually,
have fun.
in fact, if you don't remember, I did suggest, why don't we keep the ring just to hopefully get that? It's
Yeah,
a random encounter that's friendly.
yeah, great
I have
pedal.
a rock for you. It's right here. Here, have a rock.
I
hand
got
him
a
a
rock. I should have a rock come by and take a big dump on him. That'd be perfect.
Okay,
awesome.
DM.
All right.
So we've been all discussing in between us.
I know I was here the whole time. Duh.
Let's
I'm taking a dump. Anyway, the fastest route to Omu, it looks like, is if we go down the river through the basin and then overland to Omu. not going to Jahaka Bay, drawing a ship and sailing it all the way around to maybe the Cauldron, the land of ash and smoke, maybe, and trying to force our way up the continent? Is that correct?
You say force like we're not going to have to force our way down.
But at least we know where we're going and not hopefully.
We don't know
find-
shit.
No, yeah, we don't know anything. You don't know.
Every argument you make is based on
path-
completely false information.
It's true.
Yeah, the path. I mean, if I look at the map, it looks like the shortest distance is over the river and then over land. But
It is.
Ask the Guardian.
You're correct.
I mean,
Ask the Oracle. She's been here forever. Ask her, is there anything else between the end of that river and Omu?
there is.
Well, there anything that will stop us from getting to Omu? Any like big, like maybe a mountain range or something crazy?
Oh no,
that
no,
we
no!
don't
That is
see on
just jungle. But that jungle is bad with undead.
I'm not worried about that part.
Well, if
I
you're
mean,
not
we should
worried
keep
about
that
the
being-
undead, then perhaps that would be your shortest path.
Because
However-
otherwise, you're talking that we'd have to sail around the whole island and maybe find some place that we could pull in and try to.
Hey, John, you know we've already agreed, right?
I'm
Hey,
just
wait
curious.
a second. Sasha, are you a cartographer?
That's what we need.
I could certainly draw a decent map if I had to.
Can you fill in our map, please?
I mean, I was going to ask if there are any other points of interest that might aid us on our journey on our way south.
Interesting.
If you can fill in our map, it won't parch your voice anymore, and I'll give you some water for your voice.
You won't give her water for her voice otherwise?
Yeah, I will anyway.
Okay. Let's
Fill
just
in
establish
your
that
map.
first.
What do you mean fill in your map?
Perhaps if you could help us accurately, have an accurate map of Chult.
Or at least the most direct path to Omu that we would see stuff on.
That is a good question. Let me think about that for a second.
Intermission.
It would take a very long time to fill in a complete map of Chult. So
Not a particularly complete map, just like a few major pinpoints of interest.
well, you have that already, I think. I've drawn you a fantastic river and a really great representation of the Aldani Basin. This is so bad. My drawing is so bad.
Is there any place else on the direct route to Omu that we should stop for either help or supplies, or any place we should avoid? Telling us avoid Mbala.
Yes, I would avoid Mbala.
So how long, when you say it would take a long time to
Yes, it is. It is. I am no cartographer.
Okay, then thank you for your help, and I guess we're
Yes.
going to go try to remove Rasnisi from power.
That is a noble goal, and I support you fully. In fact, I do support you fully. And she sort of, she kind of does this little dance, and she says, "Children." And these 5 snakes come out, and each of them bear this small charm, and each of these snakes go up to each of you, And GP, Gray Petal, a smell snake comes up to you and gives you a charm.
Okay.
You take this charm from the snake, and you know this is a charm of heroism. The charm allows you to give yourself the benefit of a potion of heroism as an action.
Wow.
The charm has a single use.
Already treasured?
Ooh,
So where we can just drag and drop it on ours?
that's a good question. You're always so needy.
Yeah, well, you know,
Let me see.
I
Let me
was
see.
married. I understand how it works.
That's hilarious.
I love it. Oh, these aren't even. Actually, that one's not even in there.
Just put a potion of heroism and rename it charm.
Or you guys just make items on your character sheet, can't you?
Yeah.
Not easily as you can with a DMG.
Oh, we can figure it out.
Access to.
Yes, we can do it.
Well, the
can
effects
figure
we'll have to figure out, but for now, you can just enter this on your character sheet. Great Petal, you have a charm of heroism. Rafina, you are given a. You take this charm, and where's my charm? You know that while this charm lasts, you can use an action to pinpoint by scent the location of precious metals and stones, such as coins and gems, within 30 feet of you. This is a charm of treasure sense.
Love it.
That's funny.
The effect of this charm will last for 3 days.
So I can use it, and I got it for 3 days.
Yeah. As an action, you can find precious metals. Let's see. Actually, this one I can actually give you at least the description.
Will it be the unidentified item?
How do I IID things? There we go. Okay. Okay, you can have that.
Awesome.
Rastalnos. Is this one in? No. Rastalnos, you are given a charm of restoration.
Ooh, that's power.
I should have written this one in too. Yeah, it's good. All right. Here, are you able to jot down the details of this real quick?
Yeah. Hang on.
Okay. This charm has 6 charges.
Okay.
It has 6 charges. You are able to cast the following spells: Greater Restoration, which uses 4 charges, and Lesser Restoration, which uses 2. Once all the 6 charges are used, this charm will no longer be magical. Sashira, you are given a charm of vitality.
Q.
You are able to give yourself the benefit of a potion of vitality as an action. This charm has 1 use.
All right.
And Alessandra, you are given a charm of animal conjuring that allows you to cast the 3rd level spell as an action. You can cast the 3rd level spell Conjure Animals. This charm has 3 uses. So you each take your charms from the snakes, and the snakes slither off. And the Oracle of Orolunga,
Thank you, snakes.
one of the snakes stops and looks back and hisses at you. Grip Pedal tries to deep throat the snake. Come back! Wait, no! The Oracle says, "Well, adventurers, I do truly wish you all the luck in your mission to rid this world of the evil that is Rasnisi. Fare thee well."
Thank you so much.
And she sort of dismisses you and invites you to the door.
Can we fly out? We couldn't fly in. Can we fly out?
Yeah, you can fly out. And so you guys sort of fly out, and you as you fly out, you walk out of the doorway, and you walk into the dawn of the next day.
No flying then.
You look back, and the room that you were just in is just an empty, dusty space. It is now dawn of the next day, and you wonder if perhaps this hasn't all been a bit of a dream.
Except we still have the charms.
You do still have the charms.
Do we feel well rested?
You can no longer fly. You do feel well rested.
Excellent. Rest us.
What? You're already rested.
No, I used the third level spell yesterday.
John, you're so freaking needy.
Yes, I am.
How do I rest? Oh, wait, that's on combat sheet. Yeah, gotcha. Okay. Initiative, rest. There you go. All right.
Woo-hoo. Off to the river. Let's paint a boat.
In fact, the whole ziggurat around you. Oh shit. Yeah, so the chamber behind you is barren. You can descend the ziggurat with no difficulty. You still have your flowers and your feathers, but there are no snakes. There are no crumbling steps. Well, all the steps are basically crumbling, but they are sort of normal centuries-old steps, or millennia-old, perhaps even steps. There are no thorns. As you reach the ground, there are blue tulips blooming all around the base of the ziggurats. Ziggurat. There's only one ziggurat.
Okay. The blue tulips, anything special?
They are very beautiful. They do not smell like treasure.
I don't want them to smell like treasure. I just want to know if they're anything special.
Well, it's on you, because your treasure scent, you can smell treasure. They don't smell like treasure. Though they do smell.
That yet.
They do
or
smell.
Is it automatically used for 3 days?
It's an act.
I don't want to use it.
As an action, you can. Yeah, you have 3 days from this dawn. You have 3 days where you can take an action and smell treasure within 30 feet.
Okay, well, this will be one of those cute things that won't do much. Okay,
Sorry.
well, I thought it was until I used it. I didn't know it was just automatically 3 days.
Get a fucking move on, dude.
Yeah, well, we'll be on the river. I won't smell shit. Doesn't matter. How quick can you get us to the river, and what's the biggest boat we could paint that we could all sail down?
That's a good question. I don't know. Who knows how to paint a boat?
Can
that big. Every time we run into a waterfall, we're gonna have to get out of it and carry it.
We answered this question before. We don't have to know how to paint. The way the pigments work is it's just you imagine the thing you want, and the paints flow from the brush.
But why would we use the paints to make a boat?
Because do you want to track through the jungle or ride down the river?
Hey,
we don't have
Roy,
boats.
Yeah.
both Shashira and Alessandra have survival.
All right.
Can they make a canoe?
Ooh,
You
that's
also
a
have
good question.
woodworking.
I also have woodworking.
I could sew a boat.
Yes, you can. How long would it take to make a canoe? That That is the thing I wonder
with
about.
available tools.
Yeah. You
I
have
have
no
woodworking
tools.
tools.
You're gonna woodwork. You're gonna carve a canoe.
Woodworking
That's what
Yeah.
the Cajuns
is
do.
kind of
Take like a hand
all-encompassing.
They use chainsaws. I saw this at Jazz Fest. They use chainsaws to carve a canoe.
Wait. Hold on. You're telling me that Cajuns 100 years ago, who built boats to go into the swamps, used chainsaws?
Oh well, okay,
Not
fine.
only-
No,
Not only Cajuns, Cajun half elves.
but I do wonder how long it takes them, and I don't think that Alessandra has even something like an axe, right? You're carving. You're like using a knife to carve little woodworking things, right? You're whittling, basically. You're not like creating a 6-man canoe.
I can.
You can, but do you guys have tools? I'm asking. I'm asking. Do you guys have tools with which to make a 6-man canoe?
We could paint the tools.
You'd. Yes,
I
you
don't-
could.
I don't know. What are woodworking tools according to the player's handbook?
I think that
Let's look.
to create a canoe, you'd have to chop down a tree and then hollow out the tree or something like that, right? So at least an axe. Like someone would have to have at least a good solid axe, and
Hold on,
probably
I'm looking it
take.
We have that. We have that in the party.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gave it to Moaxanari. It's one of our gifts. It's one of the gifts.
What?
Yeah, I had a hand axe.
A hand axe. Can you chop down a tree with a hand axe?
Yes.
Yes.
That's what they're for.
Giant pain in the ass, but you can do it.
You
actually what
can
they-
eventually. So, all right, I'm open to ideas. How long would it take to chop down a tree big
Oh, I
enough?
was just answering that question. I don't think that this is a good idea at all.
Oh.
But yeah, there is an axe.
Because I've used hand axes and I've chopped down trees with an axe, and I chopping down a tree big enough to build a canoe from with a hand axe. Man, that's some work.
Not normal.
That's some work, man. That's that's a lot of work.
I see blisters. We do that at work. We can heal the blisters.
It's true. All right. I guess if there's a hand axe and you guys let us swap out a hand axe,
We don't
can
wanna
we build
do
a canoe
that.
in a day? Can we say a day for a canoe?
What? Oh yeah, we'll take that.
We could paint one way faster.
And you need 2 canoes. So let's say
And then
2
we would
days
have
worth of canoe
utilized a
building.
magical item that we don't need to. Why would we waste the resources?
Because you're going to spend a couple
Because
days.
Time is of the essence. Aren't you one of those Harper people?
Yeah.
Yeah. So did the Harpers say, hey, take all the time you want? Just, whenever you feel like it, go get there?
What if we need that to survive at some point?
This is using that to help a shit ton of people survive.
People have already died. Come on.
They're dying every day that we delay, and you want to spend 2 days to build 2 canoes to carry it down the
Hey,
river.
Google says it takes 120 hours to build a canoe.
Okay,
Oh,
that sounds
that's
about right.
BS.
Whoa.
No,
That's
Google's
crazy.
wrong. Yeah, there's a quick and dirty boat building contest at the Madisonville Wooden Boat Festival that you build one in 12 hours.
12 hours with
Yeah,
pre-made
we're not-
wood? Do you chop down trees and stuff?
No.
Oh, you get to pre-make all the wood that you need for it?
Oh yeah. They
Oh,
deliver
I
it all.
see. Okay. So what if you had to start from trees and a hand axe? How long would it take in that
I don't
case?
think it'd take 120 hours. I don't think it'd take that long.
I don't know. All right.
I
All
don't
right. Okay. How about 2 days? 2 days for a canoe. That's reasonable, right?
That seems
Well,
reasonable.
All right. 2
I think
days,
that
2
think that
canoes.
that's-
So let's say 4 days. 4 days with one hand axe. With one hand axe, in 4 days, you guys can build 2 canoes.
So do we want to do that? Do we want to spend 4 days, or do we want to just use our magic item and save a shit
How
ton?
about we have a better idea and don't use a magic item? How
Better
about we
better
go
idea.
to the river and I cast locate object. I know what the hell a canoe is, and it gives me 1,000 feet away, which is 2,000 feet, 1,000 each direction. And
Yeah,
there
but-
may be a boat hidden by the river.
There could be a
That's
boat
right, Mark.
hidden. There could be a boat hidden by the river.
That is genius right there. Genius.
To be fair, we are near Mbala. And in Mbala, there may have been some adventurers who stashed a boat and didn't come back.
Mbala is a village on the map.
We're not 1,000 feet from Mbala.
Surely
No, we're
Nanny
a lot
Poo
more than
Poo.
that.
Surely Nanny Poo Poo knows she has a boat. Surely Nanny Poo Poo has a boat.
How about rafts? Are they quicker to build? Can we just float?
You could float in the water, yeah. Like you could like chop down logs and just hold on to logs and float with the logs in the water.
Like tie them together. We could tie wood together.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
But I still say let's shoot for the locate object. If we find it, it's only a second level spell.
There you go.
I agree.
Yeah, we can
Right.
double up on this. We can double up. Look for canoes and tie wood together.
All right. So let's say one day. In one day, you guys can chop down enough trees with a hand axe to lash together two shoddily built rafts that will break easily. That you can sit upon and float down the river.
Like tubing in the Bogachitto. What could go wrong?
Yeah, it's like one day. One day. By tomorrow at dawn, you guys will be setting sail or setting raft.
Let's go to the river and then let's try to locate.
Yeah, the Bogachita River and the Jungle of Chult, totally different.
Who's got the beer? Who's got the beer tube?
I'm gonna give it, John. All right, so you guys are going to the river.
Go to the river.
All right, you're at the river. You chopping down trees, John. I'm gonna give you a percent. Oh wait, hang on. I'm gonna give John a percentile dice. If this comes up 100, John finds 2 perfectly sized canoes for the whole party. Just sitting.
If it comes up 100, baby, I better find a fucking treasure ship.
You can have a treasure. You can have a treasure ship.
Can we influence that role in some way? Bardic inspiration?
I'm casting guidance before that roll.
Guidance before the roll. All right. So I'll double the chances. 99 or 100. You get a boat, whatever boat you want.
Can you double up on the guidance, John?
No, I can't double up on guidance.
All right, you ready? Here we go. 99 or 100? 94. Oh, God. John's like, I got it. John's like, I got it. Oh, shit. Damn it. That's only a fallen log.
Give me one broken canoe. How about that?
No.
We can patch it with a raft.
No, we have mending.
All right. So you guys get to the river. There are no
3,000 feet, a half a mile.
I hear you. There just doesn't happen to be a canoe hidden away within 1,000 feet of this place.
Well, we can still follow the river on foot. It doesn't.
No,
hurt
you
us.
can. I thought you guys were building rafts. No, we're not building rafts.
Does it give us any benefit to building rafts? You said they're shoddy and going to fall apart.
Yeah,
if
but
they're not going to give us a movement, fuck it. Why?
No, but you're
Why don't we just build some canoes?
so solid canoes, like real canoes, would
Dugout
take
canoes.
2 days per canoe.
Okay. Let's take 4 days.
All right,
And
or
don't-
in one day you could put together 2 shoddily built rafts that would same
The
movement
first time
speed.
crocodile attacks, we're all going in the water.
Yeah, probably. Well, maybe. I mean, I don't know.
No, I'll cast
This
fly.
thing, plus this thing has to be light enough again. Every time we
Alessandra
run
will not be
waterfall,
wet.
We got to carry it down a mountain, or at least.
Or we could just paint 2 canoes, probably with 1 pigment.
No, because that's giving up a magic item we're going to need. Doesn't make any sense.
Or why don't we just walk down and look for caches as we're walking down the river?
Unless you want to walk to Mbala and see if we can get a boat from that witch.
No, let's just walk literally down the river. We stash canoes by the river. This comes down the river Socian.
Okay, I ask. Graypen will ask Asaka,
Mm-hmm.
how can you give me a level of tourism that goes on in Chult? Like, would you say this is like metropolis level tourism, where people come down, they buy a boat, they get tired of using the boat, they stash the boat off the side of the,
We are very far from Port Nine-Zaru. Very, very few people survive this far away from the port city.
See.
So we're going to spend 4 days building canoes, is what you're telling us.
Or one day building a raft, or 10 minutes drawing one.
Anybody has spells that'll allow us to do that quick without using the magic item? Yes. or no?
Haste. Need haste. What's so bad about using magic item? I'm going to tell you, whoever came up with the idea of using the pigment, John.
Drawing
Right.
a boat, great. That's
No, yeah,
brilliant.
John.
But if
The
we're
idea of
doing
using,
a boat, we're not doing a fucking canoe. Give me a keel boat.
I thought that was
another
brilliant. Though Gerald brought up a very good point in that there are places that you guys have known where you do have to, what's it called?
There's
Carry the
another one
boat.
that's we could portage the boat.
Portage, that's right. So anyway, but I thought that was a brilliant idea. So whether or not you guys use it on a personal level, really smart idea. But I appreciate the idea for saving magic items for more important uses. But
It was John's idea, and I think that we're dumb to do anything other than that.
All right. That's fine.
see, I hate to say stuff like that because I don't want to influence the decision. I just wanted to sort of express
I think
my
it's a good
appreciation.
idea. It's a good idea.
So
What's the good idea?
Drawing a boat.
Use the pigments.
All right, so everybody wants to
Use
draw.
one-
All right, we go ahead and
Use
draw a
one
boat.
pigment, draw the biggest boat that we can get. Whatever the biggest boat that'll cover all of us.
We want cannons.
Okay.
Cannons.
How many-
We want
how-
cannons.
How many waterfalls and how many shallow areas do we run into on these rivers?
you definitely want to have a portable boat because you're going to have to definitely
But a keel boat's portable.
So we can't make a luxury yacht, right?
No.
It has to be actually a reasonable boat that will
Yes.
actually sail on the river.
Probably
Make it out of styrofoam.
Can we do that?
Styrofoam? No, you can't make it out of styrofoam. No.
Styrofoam doesn't break.
No. Yeah, it's fragile. That's true. It breaks easily.
No.
How big of a boat? All right. Yeah. So let's say you guys can make some sort of boat that is durable, that can fit all of you.
Pontoon boat.
Pontoon boat. All right. That no.
Why not just draw an amphibious boat?
Okay, an amphibious boat. Yes. All right. So an amphibious boat, whatever that might be.
It's got wheels on the end of the pontoon.
It is.
Yeah.
Okay.
That is correct.
You guys can
Oh,
draw.
do we
it.
have ma-
Don't forget the
just
cannon.
the fastest,
Do cannon.
smallest
I do-
we can do.
What? Sorry.
Apparently, it's going to have cannons on it.
Cannons.
What?
Yes, you can draw
We don't need
cannons.
Cannons.
No, you can't draw
No,
cannons.
nonsense.
Fucking assholes. All right, you can draw a boat. Who's got the pigments? Mark off a
I have
pigment.
pigments.
All right, mark off a pigment. You can draw a boat that is sturdy, big enough to carry you all, and if you all pitch in, able to be ported across the various hurdles that you have come across in the river. So you have basically a viable water transportation vessel to get you down the river.
Sweet. Perfect.
Excellent. All right.
So it had 3 uses, so now we're down to 1 remaining use.
Down to 1, had 3. Oh, because you used 1 for the costume.
Because we use 1 for the costume.
Hey, that costume was well used. Well used, if you know what I'm saying.
I don't know. Grey Petal doesn't know what you're talking about.
I was just trying to catch Gerald's attention. Gerald's tuning me out, so I just want to make sure he's still here.
So what type of reaction
Critical
we
Role
have,
started.
Molly?
Oh, fucking Critical Role. God damn it. You guys are assholes. I'm going to relabel our stream assholes. D&D assholes. What, John?
What type boat do we have? What, a keel boat?
I don't know. It's a boat. Yes, a keel boat. Yes.
It has a keel.
It has a
we promise.
keel. And it won't keel over.
No, a keel boat.
You can. I don't care what kind of. Shh. You guys are on the river on a boat. Boat. It is a boat. A generic boat. It is.
B-O-T-E boat.
That's right. It is sturdy. It will carry you all, and you can carry it. So it's a reciprocating boat. That's what it is. It's a reciprocating boat. Sometimes it carries you. Sometimes you carry it. It works. It works. It's beautiful. It's magical.
Awesome.
All right. You guys travel down the river. Let's see. Floating on the river. Wait, where's the party marker? I lost the party. Where'd you guys go?
Uh-oh.
No? Oh, shit. You guys are gone.
I don't want to be lost yet.
Oh, we're gonna get lost.
Well, then
Well,
that's what the
thank
river is
God.
for.
Yeah, of
I
course
got,
we'll get lost on the river. We did that before.
Thanks, John.
We could get lost in the river. Rivers have things called tributaries. We don't know which one to take.
True.
The big one. We always take the big one.
The
Oh, I
funny
bet you
part is
do.
we're in a boat and we have somebody with navigation.
That's what she said. Yeah, well, navigation doesn't come into a play on a river. I mean, this is a jungle, not an ocean. It's a very,
What world are you living in?
this is like Elliot.
You come to a tributary on a river and you're like, I will look at the stars and figure out which one
Yeah,
is the correct
this
one.
is like Elliot when you guys were in the forest, right? Remember, you guys are like in this dense forest. You can't see anything. I was like, I use navigation to navigate us through the forest. Oh, yeah, okay, gotcha.
All I know is we're in a boat and we have a sailor. That's all I know.
Yes, you are in a boat.
That
You
is
do have a
all you know.
sailor.
We have seamen in the boat. It's really sick.
Oh, come on. Cut it out. All right. So you guys travel. I've seriously lost. Do you guys see the pin that shows where you guys are? Anybody?
I see the pin that shows Orlanga
No
and the one that shows Mbala, but that's it. There's no other
useless. All right. Let's say that you guys. I'm excuse my own map. Screw you guys. All right. So let's see. 1, 2. Buckle my shoe.
I can't remember how many hexes we travel on a boat, Roy.
2 per day.
Okay.
I don't like doing random encounters. So you guys travel. Let's see. 1.
We do want random encounters though at some point.
Hey,
Each one.
Rastanos, what day is today?
I don't know.
All right.
I'm out of touch.
Oh, jeez. All right, I'll figure. I'll just
go
establish a
watch the
day.
stream at some point and catch up.
Hey, you guys saw that there's a calendar, right?
Yes.
All right, so let's see.
I haven't used it.
Let's say that today is. How long have we been in the jungle? 2, 3 weeks? 3 weeks. I
You
think.
had all that figured out.
Yeah. Roughly 3 weeks. I know when you left. Myrtle 24th is when you guys left for Chult.
Okay, last I had, I'll tell you, I'll bring you up to where I had it last.
All right, give me the endpoint.
Opening that file. All right, I was on the 13th of Kythorn, and when our encounter with Medusa was approximately the 13th of Kythorn.
13th. Okay, so then it was
1 day to get back.
a day and a half to get. So 13. You guys
4
got
days.
back on the 15th. It was the, let's see, flying 1, 2, 3, 4.
So you're almost
Oh,
right.
this is actually summer solstice. Wow. You guys, yeah. So today is actually, the summer solstice. Wow. 20th Kythorn.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah.
That's a Sune holy day.
There you go. It's a Sune
It's
holiday.
also my birthday.
What do you do? What do you do, Suni?
I hand you the whip.
Okay.
And who the whip?
Jashira.
Sashira. All right.
Better not hand it to Rastanos.
The princess Moaxanare looks on interestingly, and she says,
"What do you want with this?"
Huh?
Is this some type of kinky ritual?
Yes, it's just, well, yeah, it might be better if we did it in private. Because there are prayers and stuff that have to be offered.
Okay.
We'll do it when we get a break.
I just hold the whip.
Oh no, I need my whip.
What? I always wanted to play with one of these.
Well, I guess as we're traveling, I'll be sniffing the whole time since I only got this for 3 days anyway.
you got it. Okay. Let's see. So you travel, let's see, 1, 2, 3.
And I'll mark that out of my inventory.
Actually, you will. Where is that?
As soon as we're away from the ziggurat, I asked
you are.
Kazaka what her opinion is of the witch in Mbala.
The witch in Mbala.
By the way,
Well.
it's also a holy day for me.
Oh, okay. Well, so anybody who has any sort of celebrations or anything to do, it turns out as you guys step out into the dawn of that day, it takes you about half a day to get to the river. So the day where you step out from the oracle into that dawn is the holy day / birthday / whatever else it needs to be. It's about half. What?
That means at that dawn, I've got to do my rituals.
All right. So anybody who has any rituals they want to do, feel free.
Nice.
I perfect the snake dance.
No, I need you for mine.
Oh, okay. I'll incorporate it.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Down the hatch. We'll call that down the hatch. Whips are like snakes.
Exactly.
Interesting. All right. So as you guys are going, so you guys do your celebrations, blah blah. Okay, so you continue down the stream or head down the river. So 1, 2, 3. Rafina, on the second day, as you are going through smelling, you smell treasure off on one of the shores.
Okay. Guys, treasure. Or, excuse me, ladies, treasure.
Finally found your boat, eh, Rafina?
Apparently so. I found something.
It's not a boat, but what you do sniff your way to is it's basically just, apparently it was dropped, thrown, something, but it's mostly buried. If you couldn't smell this, you would never have found it. There's a small wooden tube, just about 6 inches long and stoppered. So it's a stoppered wooden tube lying mostly buried in the dirt that you smell as treasure.
Okay. Anything on it?
On it? No.
Yeah, no writing on it. Looks like a scroll case.
No, this is like a wooden stoppered tube, like a test tube, but it's made of wood and it's about 6 inches big.
So it could be a potion.
Or a message in a bottle.
It's probably too small to be a potion. It's could be a message, yeah.
Could be Rambo drinking underwater.
It is not Rambo drinking underwater. It's stoppered.
Well,
Then it wouldn't be
let's go back to the boat. We'll detect magic as we're traveling down the river.
Okay, there's no magic in this tube.
Open the tube.
The tube contains 4 small gemstones, each worth 50 gold.
Okay. Divvy up the gemstones. What are they? Because we need spell components, I'm sure.
They're emeralds.
Okay.
4 50
emeralds.
gold piece emeralds. No. Well, yeah, okay, fine. Card ladies, card played. Yes. 4 50 gold piece emeralds.
Okay. Nice. Anybody want emeralds?
Of course,
Well-
everybody wants emeralds.
Yeah.
Throw it in the sheet and let's continue. Everybody take whatever they want.
3. Okay, you guys are sailing down the river. Let's see. On the third day,
Just make sure somebody puts emeralds on their sheet. I'll share.
When you say third day, you mean third day on the river, right?
third day on the river, yeah. It's yeah. We're hand waving jungle travel. There are certainly a myriad of small encounters that we've already been through that could happen. But on the third day, you guys are kind of traveling through, and you come into this sort of gorge, and as you're sailing down the river, you kind of the river descends into this gorge. And it's crazy. Like, there are these cliff walls, and the cliff walls vary from 50 to 200 feet tall. They're lined with row upon row of coral. And Azaka, actually, as you guys are kind of come around here and you come into this, and she's like, Atazkakla. I have never seen this. Basically, you're in this gorge with these cliff walls that rise between 50 and 200 feet all around you. They're coral. So once upon a time, this was coral that grew, but it's now dead. But it still retains its rainbow colors. So it's basically this canyon. It's like this breathtaking sort of pseudo underwater seascape that you're sailing through on the slow moving river that goes through here.
That I'm sure is worth shit tons.
You can even see, like, mixed in the corals, there are even skeletons of like some giant shark-looking creatures and other creatures that you probably couldn't identify offhand in this coral. So this whole area, once upon a millennia, was apparently underwater, but now is just sort of dead coral that the river flows through.
Keep sniffing.
Keep sniffing. All right, fourth day. No more sniffing.
No,
Sorry. Let's see, 4, 5. All right, fifth day. Where's my calendar?
Can we have a pin on the map how far we've gone now?
Oh yeah,
You'll
let's
get
see.
nothing unlike it.
Yes, you'll get nothing unlike it. All right, where is your pin? Damn it. Let's see.
Hidden in DM's toolbox.
Let's see. It's not encounters.
Don't you do that?
I didn't do it. Abby did it. It was on my bed, and I told Abby she would jump on the bed and look, you can see it. It's not as bad as with some of my old phones, but see it all right there?
Aha.
Great.
Oh, yeah. Hey, it's not as bad as my old phone. My old phone's the whole screen was destroyed.
How about that? All right, so you guys have gone. All right, so on the fifth day of sailing, you guys actually you're in the Aldani Basin, and you come out into this big sort of lake, actually, this giant lake that opens up. And you guys are forced to paddle, and so you're paddling, except for the princess, of course, because she doesn't paddle. Duh. And you continue. Let's see, fifth day. I miss all these encounters. You sure you don't want to do any more jungle stuff at all? Really? Ooh, that's so good.
I like the cats. I'm not gonna lie. They took a long time, but I thought they were cool. Snake cats, specifically.
Right.
Oh, sorry, couldn't hear you, Rafina. Still can't hear you, Rafina.
Hungry.
What about experience for Alunga? Because Mawaksanari only needed like 50 experience to break. Not to count to
Oh
level.
shit, Orlunga, yeah.
She only needed 23, if I remember right.
Yeah, she only needed a few experience.
Yeah, she's there.
And that may make a difference if we get caught in combat.
Easily. Let's see. Let's just give everybody. Where is my sheet? XP. We'll do Olunga. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
Wait,
7.
7th level yet?
No.
No. But Mawat's is 3rd or 4th.
Actually, that's gone.
What do we need for
Yeah.
7th level for experience? 28,000?
23,000.
23.
21? 23?
23.
Yeah.
Wow, that ain't as bad as I thought.
All right, everybody gets 1,000 experience for finding Oralunga finally.
Nice.
Yeah.
Mawat's got a little more powerful. Whee!
All right. Yeah, so you guys continue. Let's see. 5, 6, 7, 8.
Wow, she's halfway to 4th.
Let's see, I need to redo. Let me do this a little bit.
Sounds like we're going to run out of river soon.
You have run out of river. All right, so at the 8th day, at the end of the 8th day, the river basically has turned to the east, and you realize that the river is no longer taking you in the direction you need to go. So you can set off about here. So after 8 days...
Wow.
Let's see, where's my map? 28. Left the boat.
Now they
20.
the Oracle told us we need someplace tall to see Omu, right? So do we want to follow the river for another 2 days or another day and then cut south to the peaks of flame?
Or we could just send a specific person that can fly up into the air.
That's only for an hour, isn't it?
10 minutes.
10 minutes, yeah.
Yeah, that's not very far, Paul.
Oh, straight up it is.
Yeah, and straight down when she falls is too. Well, I'm asking, should we stay another day on the river and then head toward the peaks of flame by the side of Omu so we can try to find it?
Well, the open question is, let's just for the sake of argument say Omu is where that pin is. That would put it roughly 30 miles away from the edge of this peaks of the flame. Can we see 30 miles? What can you see in 30 miles?
In the jungle, not much. That's part of the problem. Is each of these hexes is a 10-mile hex, and there's a lot in a 10-mile hex in the jungle. It's so much.
I guess keep heading south.
And climbing mountains is hard. Like, you're not going to make a hex a day climbing mountains. So there is that.
Head straight south and screw it. Head towards Omu.
Okay.
Sometimes during one of those days, make sure we do a sending back to Ashara,
Okay.
telling her everything's okay. Soulmonger's in Omu. Heading to Omu. Same thing with Sylvain, Lady Sylvain. We think we know where the Soulmonger is. It's in Omu.
Lady Sylvain, boy, she Her message is one of desperation. She says, "That is good news, though I beg of you, hurry."
We can do the next day trying as fast as we can. We can't fly no more. I'm walking through jungle.
You may as well send her a message that the
Try
end
to get
boss,
stoned.
the end boss is going to be a Sararak, and we're probably going to die, and she's going to die with us.
Yeah.
Thanks for the encouragement, fuckers.
I mean,
The end
look,
boss
it's
is
not
a
exactly like we have a lot of hope here.
Think help? Do you know any gods lying around that can help? This sucker apparently toasted 9 of them.
Yeah. So
Still suggest she get stoned.
she may have to if you guys don't pick up the pace. Shit.
How fast you want us to go? You won't give us a rock to fly on.
You're obsessed.
Yeah, why weren't there boats on the river for us to pick up?
Flying
We wasted
boats.
4 days.
You guys
We
made a
need
boat.
Flying boats.
We didn't waste 4 days. We painted a boat.
John, why didn't you paint a rock? Damn it.
Because you can't. It's got to be an item, not a creature.
Interesting. All right.
What about we should have made a flying boat.
That's true. Why didn't you make a flying
Paint an
boat?
Airship, right? Yeah, no. It can only be worth up to $4,000.
Oh, he's got such a limited imagination.
Should
Okay.
make a cheap flying boat.
Cut corners. We don't need parachutes.
No AC.
All right, so you guys head south. The land here is even the foraging in these woods where you are, or this jungle where you are, the foraging is fairly diminished. You guys are going to have to leverage the cleric spells a bit, because a lot of the plant life is sort of not dead, but malnourished. You know, a lot of the previously where you guys could find fruit and root vegetables and stuff that you can eat, they're spoiled, or they're small and stringy, or not nourishing.
How much rations do we have? So where if we don't forage,
I think we're.
I don't know.
I've got 10 days of rations.
I'm just mentioning that you guys are there's a notable lack of foraging, so you guys are starting to sort of dip into rations, dip into your spells in that regard. There's also much greater presence of undead around, not just undead humans, but there are undead animals, undead dinosaurs, a lot of undead dinosaurs you guys find, and they generally come in 1s and 2s or small groups that are trivial for you guys to dispatch, but they're all the time. Even at night you guys will be disturbed by sort of traveling undead around this area.
Would have been nice if we had that hut.
Yes. So you guys travel 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Would have been nice if y'all weren't all dicks and made me think I needed to protect the princess on my own.
You do. I still don't like her. Can't believe you slept with her. Why would you do that?
Well, the correct answer on that is, why wouldn't you have taken the hut that would have given you protection for you and her for overnight?
Because I thought you were leaving, so I took healing because you threatened to leave.
Yeah.
I would have had a hut if you weren't threatening to leave, Rafina.
Yeah.
You could have had alone time.
Yeah.
You didn't have to invite Rafina into the hut.
And it's so
Yeah.
big, nobody could have seen anything.
Can we make a reality show, Roy?
Yes.
Excellent.
All right. So you guys travel for a week, sort of due south, heading through the jungle slowly. More undead, more foraging. One day, you guys come across on the day 5. You guys come across a a group up ahead. There is a swarm of zombies as far as you can see, all around you are zombies. Ahead of you are zombies. Probably hundreds, like actually hundreds. Far more than any sort of trivial encounter.
You got this right, Riff?
Sure.
Yep.
Hey, you said you had it. You said you did not care about undead.
You are in an area of thick jungle. You could try to run from them and head out around. You could try to go through the trees, perhaps vines, trees, and such, and travel over them.
You could fly.
You could fly easily.
You can fly.
Easily fly over this
Raz
over this
can
horde.
fireball, but I don't see where this will get us past 100 zombies.
But you guys are basically in melee, and well, let's see what you guys do. Whether we have to do initiative or not, but you guys are basically about 30 feet from the head of these, and you can see glimpses of movement and moans all around you. Like just as far as you can see, all around you is zombies. The jungle,
the trees.
The jungle is
quick question:
full.
Are these zombie humans?
These are well. Actually, there's a lot of tabaxi. A lot of tabaxi zombies, as well as human zombies. An occasional dwarf. Like it's like this crazy horde of zombies.
Can zombies climb? Cleric, you tell me. Can zombies climb?
I'm not a cleric. You tell me. Can zombies climb?
They can probably like horde on each other and climb that way, if nothing else.
Well, if this were a zombie apocalypse movie, at first they would not be able to climb, and then the audience would settle into a relaxed, because they would know something about the zombies.
I love that Gerald's always describing the meta.
The zombies would be climbing up the trees, coming for you, and then the audience would be like on their shitting in their seats.
I climb a tree. Okay, that's my deal.
All right, Rafina's taking the high road. Fly, Alessandra's flying. The zombies look up at you mournfully. Bah.
What's the princess doing?
The princess is freaking out.
I can boost her up if she needs it.
Yeah, she'll take it.
She's not strong, yeah.
You have to kind of carry her. Yeah, she's preposterously weak. She has like a 6 strength. So, yeah, so you can pull her up into the tree above the zombies.
I guess I'll go up the tree as well.
Up a tree. Rest down those.
Sure, up a tree.
Up a tree. Sashira.
I'm highly mobile.
Maybe you could lead them off.
Yeah, I was thinking of that actually.
No, because then you'll never find your way back to us.
I'm pretty smart. No, actually,
There's a
I'm not.
lot of them. What about if you had to take days to lead them off? How about just come up a tree?
Yeah, but he's like lightning fast.
Yeah, I think I'm actually going to try the leading off tactic while the party's up in a tree.
Okay.
I think that might be just to try to divert.
I don't think that's a good idea. There's hundreds of them. They don't all have to chase you.
I'm pretty loud. I dance. I start dancing. I do my loudest.
If you lead 70 of them off, there's still 670 left.
And there's this lovely lady flying above me that can guide me back to you. I'm not scared.
Only for 10 minutes, Paul.
Oh, that's true.
I remember line of sight in the jungle is pretty short. Like,
again.
Well, yeah, just line of sight in the jungle is very short, so you can go 50 feet and be well out of sight.
I'll do a 5-minute attempt to lead as many of these zombies off. I know a little bit about how long her spell lasts at this point, I imagine.
All right, but if you travel away from the group for 5 minutes, there's no possible way Alessandra can keep you and the group in sight. Like, this is a super, super dense jungle. Like, if you go 100 feet away, then Alessandra will lose sight of one of you for sure. Like, and remember, this is a crazy jungle that's always trying to work against you to try to get you lost. It's you're good at this, Sashira.
Alessandra's flown with Azaka before. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I know I'm later than her.
So Roy,
I yell out, I'm going to climb a tree.
What CR is a zombie?
What's that?
What CR is a zombie?
An
1?
eighth, a quarter, an eighth.
An eighth? An eighth. Really?
I don't know.
Well, it makes a difference because I destroy undead now, Roy.
It doesn't make a difference. Yes.
so specifically, the tree I climb is the one as close to Moaxanari as I can get.
All right, you can get in the same tree with her if you'd like.
I think if they're too spread apart, I will get in the same tree. If they're close together, I would not get in the exact same tree, but one extremely close.
Yeah, you can definitely get very close.
Hey, Shashira, I have a gnome-crafted music box that plays old songs. Maybe you could take that out,
They're a quarter CR.
set it down, and like have it play, and maybe the zombies will go to the music box.
I have a sling. Maybe we could sling the music box somewhere.
Well, it has to be pretty far away from us, or really, Alexander could fly it away.
Roy, do
Yeah.
all the zombies congeal under the tree?
Yes,
A lot of them do.
30
So remember, you're in this dense jungle, and there's like this horde. Like everywhere you look in the jungle is movement of zombies. As far as you can possibly see, from what you can tell, you're in this sort of ocean of zombies. And so when you guys hop up in these trees, then many zombies near the base of the tree all sort of move towards the tree. I must eat you, right? And so there's like this big group of zombies below the tree trying to eat you. But there's still, as far as you can see, a sea of zombies just everywhere around. And they're sort of moving, they're kind of making their way towards you. Like they notice, hey, something's going on over there. So they start sort of going this way. Sashira's heading off in a different direction. So
I'm singing, and I'm also saying, Alessandra, I'm over here. I'm over here. I want to give a voice cue at the same time as have zombies follow.
How are you going to get back to us, though?
I have a flying Alessandra in the air.
Okay.
Yeah. So, I mean, I talked about how line of sight in the jungle is very, very, very limited.
Yep.
Even for flying.
I climb a tree after 3 minutes of this. Go up
3
to the
minutes.
top and wait.
How far do you move in 3 minutes?
I don't
That's
know.
like half a mile, right?
Pretty far.
I'm just okay. All right. So for 3 minutes, Sashira runs off in a random direction.
Full speed. I'm like moving zombie speed. I'm like trying to get them to follow.
Okay, so for 3 minutes, you move at zombie speed in a random direction away from the party.
Well, just slightly
Alessandra.
faster than zombie speed.
Okay,
I don't like it.
Alessandra, what are you doing? Sashira is moving off out of sight, and you're at a position where you can no longer see Sashira, but you know where she is. You can no longer see the party, but you know where they are. And if you follow Sashira further, you're gonna either lose the party, or if you don't follow Sashira, you're gonna lose Sashira. Because line of sight is like 30 feet, and Sashira is moving like half a mile.
Yeah, that's fine. So I am going to send Misha with Sashira,
All right.
and I'm gonna stay with the party. And then when I need to, both Misha and I can fly above the canopy so that we can get our bearings on each other, so that I can lead her back with Sashira.
Confidence.
You know, Alessandra, that's pretty fucking clever. I'll buy it.
Fucking ballsy.
Well enough. Yeah, you know, maybe, but you know what? Well enough, because the point is in the jungle, line of sight is nothing. Like there's no line of sight. It's really short. But if you can fly above the canopy, even if it's a really small little dot, at least you can get a direction and a bearing. Fair enough. Well done. Well done. If I awarded experience for stuff like that, I would give it to you. In fact, take inspiration, because that is a very clever way to solve the Sashira moving away from the party kind of thing. All right, Sashira, you could take 100 zombies with you, and they will sort of chase you off. That still leaves
900 and something to go.
100 zombies or 200. Yeah. Like, I mean, seriously, like a horde of zombies is now chasing you. And there's still a horde of zombies sort of left trying to eat the party, who is currently sitting up in trees. So
how many can I get in 30 foot of me? I make noise. How many can I get climbing on top of each other within 30 foot?
A dozen.
That's it.
20.
How many would make you happy?
What's the area? What's the area? How big an area?
30 foot in all directions.
30 feet radius, 30 foot diameter.
Wait, hold on now.
How many zombies are too many zombies?
In the second act, the zombies will learn how to climb trees. So then the whole horde will be climbing up the tree.
There's no second
in the 30 foot radius.
There's no second act. This is no.
There's no second act.
No.
But it's up plan.
Yes, bland. Okay. How 30 foot? Yes, I don't know. How many zombies in 30 zombies in 30 feet? How about that? 30.
Well,
30.
the whole point is if they're not going to move, then we're going to have to destroy them, right?
Well,
So I
they
want
just
to
want
see
to.
how many I can catch.
They just want to eat you.
That's great, but they never stop and they don't sleep. So I'm going to have to destroy them at some point.
You could. They're slow.
Have you ever heard the song "Re Your Brains"?
No, I haven't.
Me
You
neither.
should listen to it.
I want to hear it.
It's great.
Hey.
It's awesome.
How about I pull out the head of Zalcore and I say, bow to your queen to the zombies.
They
works in
say,
Damn it.
brains.
Well, any undead within 30 feet of me that can hear me, see me, etc.,
Yeah.
I can destroy.
All right, 30 are destroyed, fall to dust. And that space is then filled by another 30. And there are still zombies as far as you can see through the jungle.
So I want to see, do they just give up on us and just keep going?
Yeah, zombies generally give up on people. They generally are known to just quit.
Aha.
Okay.
That's not until the third
That's
act.
sarcasm. No, zombies are eternal. They're very slow. But when they sense brains, they're like, I want to eat your brain. So they're
What's the tree
basically.
situation? Can we Tarzan the trees?
Oh, easily. Yeah. This is a very dense tree area. You could definitely sort of move through branches, use vines, move through them. I mean, it'll take some dex checks, but you could definitely move away from this area in the trees.
All right. Well, I will put Waxanare on my back, Yoda style.
Can you do
And
that?
then- Of course I can.
All right.
With all her stuff,
Oh, yeah. You get that super strength. Yeah. Okay.
And then I will do the I'll do the Luke Skywalker training scene where I'm jumping from tree to tree, swinging across
With Yoda on your back?
backflips, and the whole time she's like whispering wisdom into my ears.
Oh, well, it's not wisdom so much as Great Petal. I had no idea you were so strong. I mean, you're obviously beautiful and lithe, but your strength is impressive.
close the ears. Just close the ears, Russ.
As a champion of a queen should be.
Great Petal. I'm gonna need a DC 11 dexterity check.
DC 11. What happens if I fail?
DC, you will probably fall into the zombies.
Kill the princess.
All right. Well, obviously I'm going to use inspiration on this. Is this like athletics check?
Is that dexterity? Acrobatics would be more appropriate.
All right. I'm not proficient in acrobatics, so
Oh,
this
no.
is just a straight.
Oh,
Okay,
no.
So I'll go ahead and use my inspiration for advantage on this. DC 11, you said, right?
Yep.
Acrobatics. Oh, no.
Oh, I had no idea you were so strong and agile. So, Great Petal makes her way off through the jungle. Okay, so now, Alessandra,
Yes.
your familiar is tracking one of your party mates. Another of your party mates takes off in a different direction. What do you do now, Alessandra? So the zombies, like a lot of the zombies sort of look at Great Petal and are like, but Great Petal can pretty clearly, easily outdistance the zombies, climbing / running on branches / using vines. So she's headed off. So Azaka Rastalnos and Rafina, you guys are standing in a tree looking at each other, and Azaka's like, we're splitting the party.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, but did you see the style?
The style
Did you
was
see
good.
the style?
It was good. It was really good.
So I say to Azaka, Grey Petal does that.
Yeah. Great Petal, you earn 2 reputation points with Princess Moaxanari, who is...
That works.
I don't know. I just made that shit up. It's...
What about me for leading 100 zombies away from her?
So what good is Sashira in one direction, Alessander flying, and Grey Petal in another direction going to do us?
I don't know.
Now we're just all
But-
split up in a fucking jungle.
I just showed you how to actually make progress against the zombies.
Yeah.
You haven't done anything the last 30 minutes. So
Killed 30 zombies.
you're like moving.
Great Petal is right. Azaka takes off through the trees after Great Petal.
I follow.
Ooh, Azaka is also lithe through the trees. You follow Rastanos. I'm gonna need an acrobatics check. DC 11.
Inspiration, y'all, please.
How many of these checks do we need to do to get away from the zombies?
Let's say 1. I'm eager to move on. Oh, Rastanos, the pretty horned one.
Nice.
The pretty horny one. Rastanos, the pretty horny one, succeeds easily.
Horn.
Oh, horned. Sorry, my bad. All right, Rafina, you're left alone in the tree.
I'll use my inspiration and attempt it.
Come on,
Dex is
Rafina,
a-
acrobatics.
Dex is a thing.
You guys didn't know this, but Rafina is actually quite the acrobat.
Acrobatics?
Oh, yeah. Or Dex if you don't have acrobatics.
I don't have acrobatics.
Yeah, so
Dex then.
just Dex, yeah. Super easy. Like, this is the easiest thing ever.
There you go.
Rafina. Rafina,
Apparently it is.
perhaps inspired by Great Petal,
What
she heads out across the branches, grabs a vine, swings around, does a loop-de-loop, grabs another vine, does a flip, lands on a branch, and you guys run off through the trees. The zombies try to give some small chase, but you're actually able to, after just a couple rounds of this, sort of land on the other side of the swarm, this horde of zombies. And once there, easily able to outpace the zombies. Alessandra, due to her very, very clever thinking, is able to then reconnect Sashira with the party. And you guys are able to, Sashira, you're able to follow the familiar back to Alessandra.
Cool.
And continue on. Yeah, very nice. All right, so you guys continue on that night. Relatively uneventful, though. That night, you guys actually you find a nice clearing in some tall grasses. Where the jungle clears a little bit, and as you're sort of making up your camp, this lone ankylosaurus, plant-eating dinosaur, kind of comes up and sort of sniffs you.
Make friends with it?
It seems to be relatively friendly. Like, it recognizes you're not a threat. It's not a threat.
Don't
And it's
look
like,
at Grey Petal. This could be a mount. It's bigger. It'll run through zombies, maybe. This could get us to Omu.
the
I'm actually
ankylosaurus
going
looks at you, and it's like,
I mean, I don't have animal friendship. All I have is speak with animals, so I can like talk to it and maybe try to convince it.
I mean,
But it's not a very particularly strong. It's not going to be terribly loyal.
if it would get us closer, that we don't have to walk. I mean, it's a dinosaur. It probably ignores zombies.
Sure, we could use a pack animal.
Although we could table it for now because it is 11.
Yes.
okay.
So
Fair enough. Okay, so great. So you guys are ostensibly a few days outside of the city, the lost city of Omu. There is an ankylosaurus who is clearly not hostile, but is looking at Rafina with a raised eyebrow, as in, "What you talking about, Willis?" Grey Petal is, I guess, considering talking to this Ankylosaurus. I'm not sure.
Yes.
We're not far. But you guys are definitely in undead territory and not far from Omu, and in which is supposedly the soulmonger which you seek, the door to which is apparently kept by some Rasnisi. I suppose we'll find out more about this next week, so don't forget to tune in. Until then, nerd. All right, excellent. Wait, how do we turn this off? Is this off? How is this off? Anybody know how to turn this off? Hello? Off yet? Off yet?